Everybody. Welcome to welcome to the breakdown, episode 51. I've been waiting to get on live stream again. For those who've obviously followed me for a while, I've always loved to live stream. The show is particularly based on Twitter Spaces, but now I'm trying to get it out of there, trying to expand. So now I get to look at how I come on every day to talk about the latest news in crypto. Great. Oh, I'm lazy today. Hold on one second. Let me just turn this on. This is unfiltered. Literally, this is unfiltered. Where is my thing here? I should have said this together here. Welcome to the breakdown, episode 51. I don't even think anybody knows that we're on right now. As always, we let everybody come on. Anybody wants to ask questions, you're more than happy to. Oh, don't mind me. I suffered a serious injury. Um, I was playing basketball, and I went up for the block, and I just landed. I feel like when I went up for that block, I really felt like I went above the rim. Now I understand people are like, yo, you're 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". I don't know how that's even possible, but it is. Listen, think Muggsy Bogues here, right? I went up. I had that moment where I felt like I was Superman, and I tipped it, and freak accident just landed right on my ankle. You know how you roll your ankle? I landed, like my ankle was already to the side and a bow. Yo, the pain, I was kind of like the Undertaker and shit. But good morning to everybody. Yo, listen, if you want to check me out, we're live on YouTube. I am live on YouTube right now. I am talking into a microphone. I am dressed up. I know for those that might have been excited that might have tried to pull off of italic. No, I'm fully clothed. Well, he was clothed too, man. By the way, I don't know if you guys peeped it though. I went and I looked at so I made a tweet yesterday. I made a tweet and literally I got smacked for it. So hold on. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened here. I make a tweet because that picture came out of what's his face of Italic standing next to that girl, and I was like, all right, props. So I said, this is why I am in Ethereum. I'm in Ethereum because this man is a smooth criminal, right? So and that is a reference to Michael Jackson's hit off of his Dangerous album. So I'm sitting, I make a tweet which is like it literally says, "This is why I am in Ethereum." And this, I wake up in the morning to Twitter goes ahead and puts me on. We put a warning on this tweet because it might have sensitive content. I'm gonna put this up. I will put this up right now on Spaces. So if you're on Spaces right now, I'm gonna put this up. I'll put this up on Spaces right now. The breakdown, episode 51. So check this out. I put it up on top. It's pinned up top, right? Yo, I legit don't understand. I don't understand how How in the world this is a sensitive topic? He's not naked. He's just standing next to a woman. I'm honestly saying like, yo, like I am in Ethereum because of his swag. I'm loving the outfit. Like what happened here? Why am I being censored? Why is it I had an appeal today? I literally appealed. There's no way. I did nothing wrong. Honestly, I really didn't look. Just because he has an imprint of his penis showing through his pants, I'm not looking down there. I'm just long on Ethereum. I'm literally long on Ethereum. Like serious. I'm being dead serious. I'm long on Ethereum. And some people might be listen, you know what? Look at look at how many people have in all seriousness though. Like now after people have seen Vitalik throw down his schlong, people are just like, got to get into Ethereum. Yo, I have to get into Ethereum. Period. There is no there is no other protocol that will be able to go and compete with the like I said yesterday, they can't compete with Vitalik. It's impossible. It's impossible. Like Vitalik took your manhood yesterday. How about that? Vitalik went ahead and took your manhood. Like if you thought you were packing, you ain't packing shit. I'm getting comments here. I'm not gonna name the people that are stating anything, but here we go. First comment is better view, he's not hung. Um let me see. What other comments? I have comments. Oh, I found you on YouTube. You're rocking that dope ass sweater. Yes, it's the G Media swag. Softest shit ever. Absolutely, it is soft. Anyway, shout outs to everybody for tuning in. Episode 51. I never thought we would actually make it to episode 51, nor did a lot of people within my own company. They thought like I would never even go past 3 episodes. They were like, yo, Dave, like I can't see you go past 3 to 4. By the way, another comment just came in about Vitalik's uh about Vitalik leaning back here. That came from Leo. Leo, who eats disgusting, all types of disgusting food. He said that his shit looks like a fire hose. So, all right, let me go and like start talking about the latest news. Obviously, um, in the crypto space, right? Where is this goddamn button? All right, cool. All right, so top stories from mainstream media. We don't care about mainstream media because mainstream media has their own topics to go ahead and talk about, their own interests, their own narratives. Here we go. Crypto.com sues woman after sending her $10 million by mistake. Report. All right, that was 16 hours ago. I think I covered that yesterday, but listen, yo, Crypto.com, this is on you, man. This ain't on the damn woman. This is on you. You send somebody $10 million. What do you like? First of all, maybe she thought it was a present. Maybe she thought it was a goddamn present and she went spending. And you're mad at her. Like, did you reach out right away? No, because stories and the reports are being sent in that like after an audit, you guys figured out that you sent somebody $10 million. So, like, yo, some regular person gets $10 million sent to their Ethereum wallet. Like, what do you think they're doing? They're going shopping. Alex, are you gonna go shopping? Alex. No, but I'm saying if you got $10 million sent to you, you have no clue. It hits your wallet. What are you doing? But what if you got sent $10 million in Ethereum? You're going long. Okay, the key word for today is I'm going long. Okay? Going going long. All right. But now they're coming after her. The judge ruled in. What the hell is going on, man? What the hell is this? I must have pressed the button. Learn more. I don't even know what the hell this is. All right. Anyway, um, all right. So now they sent her $10.4 million by mistake. They want it back. They can't find her. She's ran away somewhere. Like I've been reading this article. Like there's three different articles. All of them have different reports and shit. But all three of them can literally they're on the same page when it comes to, hey, the judge has ruled in crypto.com's favor and she should give back the $10 million plus interest because she bought a house and shit. So I'm just look, I'm just saying like me, yeah, I'd probably send it back, but I'd be hoping for, for them to go ahead and give me like $1 million as a reward because I was nice enough to send it back to you. But like, yo, seriously, like you can mediate this situation real quick. Give her like $1 million, let her keep the house, and take back the rest of the money. I don't understand why like literally, like for me, $10 million was sent to somebody. They have no clue. They had no idea why this $10 million was sent. They're spending. I don't blame them either. Okay, I'm not gonna blame them either. Leo, you have your hand up, but like, do I want to listen to you in the morning? Does anybody want to listen to you in the morning? I'm on YouTube right now. Like, you think anybody wants to listen to you right now? I lost viewers just now because you came on. What do you want to say now? Well, look, if I'm gonna play devil's advocate, somebody had fat fingers, send them out. They sent somebody $10 million. I mean, they fucked up. So like, as a good human being, you should go ahead and send shit back. That's just me. Just like I would probably send it back, but I would be expecting something. Maybe it's because I'm Jewish. Like I would expect $1 million back. Like I would expect listen, yo, I have been a good landsman. I've sent you your money back. I would like to go ahead and see you guys give me a fucking $1 million. Give me a Lambo or some shit. Give me a reward. Say like, yo, you have done an amazing thing for us. You have given us back the money, which essentially, you know what? I could have been a fucked up person. I could have sent all the money to a fucking burn wallet or burn address. I could have took all 10 million and sent it to a burn address. Now what? What you gonna do to me? It's not on me. Oops, made a mistake. Send it to a bird. That'd be honestly that would be fucked up. Anyway, moving along. What do you want, Nico? Oh my god. You would have spent it. You would have spent it. I still think that you would. By the I think that all you are bullshitting, and you guys would have bought Lambos and Ferraris. You would have dressed up like what's his name, fucking Richard Hart, and you would have posted pictures of you guys in like $120,000 Gucci suits, and uh, yeah, anything that you just said is a complete crock of shit. Anyway, moving on. Bloomberg.com is reporting about Ethereum's merge, what to expect from POS, which is proof of, is it proof of shaft or proof of size? I mean, Alex said proof of size yesterday. I'm going with proof of shaft. Uh, are we proof of shake? Yeah, why are you so like you are so disrespectful, bro? Anyway, yeah, they're reporting on it, but they have a paywall. So shout outs to Bloomberg. Awesome job with the whole paywall situation. I'm not paying shit to go ahead and read your articles, okay? Yeah, shameless plug like Gokhshtein Media, like free. Anyway, no paywalls. No paywalls. Um moving on. CNBC, Kramer, Jim Kramer. Shout outs to my dog right there. I had to hold back. I was about to go hood. Says avoid all speculative investments like crypto as the feds, and hopefully there's no paywall behind this, as the feds stay hawkish. Anytime Jim Kramer comes out with any type of news, we already all know he is the counter. So here right now, I am officially, if people already call me a bull tart, I am super bullish that the bottom is here. Thank you, Jim Kramer. Like, how does this guy? Hold on. How does a guy like this have a job? Look, people say that about me. How does this dude have a job? But like, how does he have a job? Forget about me. How does he have a job? Like like literally the only thing that I can think of is like he is the ultimate counter. Like, if you need to go ahead and get back on track in terms of trading or investments, like you do the opposite of what Jim Cramer is saying. Like, he has not got, I don't believe that Jim Cramer has got anything right in his life. Literally, I don't believe that to be the case, that he's ever got anything right in his life. Thoughts? For sure. I I just don't want to say anything bad to him, so he blocks me. Like, I don't want to get blocked by Jim Cramer though. But like, then I don't know what the fuck. I don't. But then I don't know what the fuck's happening. Uh, uh, Alex, do you know that I have comments in my DMs that every single time that you go collegiate, people run and have to get a dictionary to figure out what the fuck you're saying? I know. I'm just saying in general. I'm letting you know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just everything that's gone on in our educational system where people just, I think people want you to come out here with a pop-up book like you had in like pre-K. No, no. Remember when you had those pop-up books and like and a house would pop out? Y'all don't remember? No, I don't know. Like, I understand what Alex is saying. I don't know. Like, these DMs is like, yo, tune down his language. I'm like, what are you talking about? The fuck? Shout outs to the giveaway. It seems like everybody's allergic to money, especially free money. So like now I know where you stand. A lot of you guys, I know where you stand. But yes, he makes a valid point. The last chance is today to go ahead and win like $500. It's $500 in ape coin. Who knows that $500 market starts coming back, turns into what? 2 Gs, 3 Gs? Who knows? It's crypto. I don't know, but it's $500 right now. Like, why wouldn't you want to go ahead and participate? Oh, maybe because you're lazy. You don't have to tell me. I know that. I can, even though I can't see you, I can see you. Anyway, moving along with these stories, Jim Cramer, I feel bad for him. Actually, I don't. The Guardian, my favorite. You guys know my favorite media outlet is The Guardian because they the only thing they report on is negative news. So they are my favorite. Cryptocurrency company accidentally transfers 10.5 million to Australian woman and let me get rid of these pop-ups and doesn't notice it for 7 months. Okay. So now we went from 10 million to 10.3 to 10.4 to 10.5. Like the number just keeps escalating. I guess obviously fitting with inflation and all that good stuff. But 7 months? So look, I said this earlier. 7 months. Yo, how is she supposed to know? You guys don't even know. Y'all dumb. You guys are dumb. Like if I wouldn't know if I would have lost $2, I would have been on your ass with yesterday. Like if I would have accidentally sent you $2.46 in Ethereum, you better understand that I am coming after you for my $2.43. These dudes are just chilling for 7 months until an auditor figures out that they've lost now it's $2.5 million. Like, bro, that's it. Yo, honestly, this should be like the 5 second rule. Like when you drop something, like you're eating food and you drop it on the floor, it's 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, you can't pick it up. This should apply here as well. After 5 seconds of not realizing that your dumbass went ahead and sent $10.5 million to somebody, it's over with. It's done. Finito. You don't get your money back. But what if I got a gift? What if I have a secret admirer, Daniel? There you go. Oh my God, it was real. So those emails that I was getting about, I'm a Nigerian prince, like all those emails you get, and we really want to give you that $11.3 billion that you've inherited from your great 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 ancestor. It's finally hit my crypto account. Yo, I would have honestly, I would have totally won with that play. Holy shit! Shout outs to DeFi Daniel. Follow DeFi Daniel on Twitter. He just dropped it right there. Like I would go and claim. Literally, I would show one of those. Listen, you get them every day. I get them every day. Like I would show that. Look, listen. 7 months ago, I got this, so I thought, yo, shit, they found me. I think though you would have to return your money just based on what you would do with the money. Number one, knowing you would buy a Lexus. That's disgusting. Number two, you'd buy hot dogs and continue to gain weight when we keep supporting you and telling you to finally drop that nasty shit and eat something good. I don't believe it. Yo, take a picture like Vitalik or it never happened. Period. You take a picture like Vitalik or it never happened. No, listen, don't send it to me, and don't send it out to Twitter because ain't nobody want to go ahead and see that. Okay, keep your package to yourself.
Hey, I will probably add in the topic of Vitalik, I would say maybe we don't want to trust, but verify, right?
Absolutely. But I'm not verifying. I have no interest of verifying. Um, all right, here we go. Bloomberg.com. They're back at it again. But surprisingly, 36 minutes ago, guys, this is a huge event right now. 36 minutes ago, they wrote as a headline, crypto is coming back. And that statement that they're using is from Bankman Fry saying that crypto is coming back. He's not nervous that Bitcoin hit $20,000 earlier this year. But then in the same breath, 2 hours prior, Sam says his crypto bailouts had mixed results. I am so confused by Bloomberg and mainstream media. From one end, crypto is back or it's coming back. And then the next breath, they have a title stating that Sam is being a bit bipolar and he has mixed feelings about his crypto bailouts. Can we just do one article? Can we just stick to one article and maybe just maybe be positive? Maybe be positive. Ethereum founder issues, and Forbes is reporting this. Ethereum founder issues urgent upgrade warning after wild Bitcoin and crypto price swings. Um, I'd be issuing a very urgent warning to all the dudes here that have women in this space that are interested in crypto and NFTs because I don't know. I'm just saying if they see his picture from yesterday, you might have a problem on your hands. So listen, I'm just putting it out there. That's more urgent than any of this shit that he just said. That is way more. Yes, Nico. Yes, Nico. You have your hand up. What would you like to say, Nico?
Vitalik is releasing a book on the 27th.
Vitalik is what?
He's releasing a book on the 27th.
What's it called?
It's on proof of stake. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Okay, I'm waiting for the joke.
No, he's really releasing a book on the 27th.
Where's the punchline, bro?
There's no punchline, bro.
That has to be a punchline.
It's called proof of stake. He tweeted it out. Here, I'll pin the tweet up top. Yeah, he's actually releasing it as an NFT too. Like, yeah. If you buy the digital copy, and actually you're not even buying the copy. You can pledge any amount, and you get the digital copy, and you get an NFT, which is pretty damn cool.
So honestly, besides Vitalik again, there's really no more news to report on. Obviously, yesterday everybody was just literally the hot topic wasn't really crypto. It was really about what Vitalik is packing, and a lot of people are excited. Not me. I'm just saying I'm more excited about Ethereum. I think I think Vitalik, honestly, by showing off that picture, he went ahead and he threw down on a lot of people. And now a lot of protocols need to figure things out. I'm being serious, man. Like you see somebody throw down like that, like there is like you need to now look you, you need to look at yourself and really figure out like can I compete with this dude or not?
I don't know, bro. I can't even go home and tell my wife I'm taking a shower. She saw me open up the thing and start reading up on that picture. I was like, I can never change in front of her again, bro.
I mean, you couldn't change in front of her to begin with, but either way, let me break down the crypto prices for you guys today because a lot of you guys are more concerned with the pricing than you are with the long-term vision of crypto. So we have Bitcoin at 20, excuse me, I wish 2000 20,306. I know, I almost choked. You should see me on YouTube right now. I literally almost choked. um 20,306.67. By the way, I am on YouTube. I am on the Gokhshtein Media YouTube channel, so you can check me out on there, as I'm like literally throwing up. uh, if people ask me like, why are you always doing hand motions? Well, I'm from New York, motherfucker. Like, I'm going to do hand motions. I don't know why. It's just in our DNA. It's just we just do hand motions. I'm like, it feels like I'm at an airport directing fucking planes into the terminals. All right, 20,304.32 for Bitcoin. Ethereum is at 1589. Tether is still holding strong at $1. We also have USD coin also at $1. BNB 285. It seems to be BNB's favorite position to be at 285. XRP 32 cents. What else is interesting? My bag of Polkadot continues to look like crap. I want to give a shout out to Polkadot. Literally, I put so much faith in this shit, and it looks like dog shit. What else is there? We have Sheeb still hovering at the same price point. Tron still at 6 cents. Tron loves to be at 6 cents. It's been at 6 cents for like 9 years now. Avalanche seems like the news about Avalanche being like some sort of douchebag organization. All the data, if you read into it, seems like it was just pure FUD. They're at 19.89, up a 0.5% today. And where is ApeCoin? Because since we are giving out ApeCoin, last day today, $500 in ApeCoin giveaway. Join the Discord to go ahead and have a chance at winning. Um, where the hell is ApeCoin? ApeCoin, $4.91. Yes, ApeCoin, $4.91. Shout out to anybody who had a bored ape. You got, 10,000 free ape. And it did go up to 24,000, 24. Oh my God. What is up with the numbers today? I'm doing 2,000 for Bitcoin, $24,000 for ape. But, literally, if you had an ape, you got a free airdrop. It went to $24, $25. You would diamond hand in it, and now you're sitting at or excuse me, close to five, just like I am. I was diamond hands like an idiot. And literally, that's the breakdown. You guys know how this works. 2 minutes, we're going to talk about everything. We'll talk about everything in this space. Okay, period, said and done. Uh, uh, Alex, if you can do me a favor, I can't find the goddamn link to YouTube and everybody's DMing me for it. If you could kind of put it out there for me, I'd totally appreciate it. Because right now, if you do see me, I'm holding so much equipment in my hands. Relax. Not that equipment. Relax. Relax. So first of all, I work out, Leo. I know you know nothing about that. So right now, I can hold this phone, right, for 2 hours straight, and I would have no problem. No spasms, no nothing. I do resistance band training, obviously lift weights and all that stuff. Like, I do these things, right? I keep myself healthy because I want to be around for these gains, right? You, I don't know, you just want to be around for the next hot dog. So I hope that you take this seriously and hit the treadmill, man. The treadmill, pick up a rock. I don't know, just wave your hands like Richard Simmons would have you do. Looking out for you, brother. Just looking out for you. I'm not taking shots. 2 minutes. Be interesting. If you're not interesting, I'm throwing you off. If you're coming on here to shill something, honestly, not happening. And shout out to everybody who's tuned into YouTube. I see comments coming in. Guys, you gotta wait up a few minutes because I'm trying to tackle all of this. First time doing this today. I'm going to figure out a better way. I'm trying to figure out if my iPad can actually connect to all this shit so I can just have everything in one place. So just bear with me. Jessica. Jessica, of course, she's probably up here because we were talking about Ethereum today. Jessica, what's going on? How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I just wanted to, come give the gentleman of CT some glimpse of hope. There's another picture of Vitalik on my feed, and it just looks like there was a bunch of stuff in his pocket. So yeah, it was a good day on crypto Twitter, but seems like it's disappointing. Probably just how ETH 2.0 will be.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow. Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Wow.
Lot of hate. We might have to permaban you. You sure about that?
I mean, the hate, the amount of hate in her blood. Let's see this new picture. I got to get this new picture up somehow.
Hey, yes, like seriously, going after this schlong, that's where I draw the line. Seriously.
So
I'm giving you guys some hope. Like, he's not as hung as everybody's making out to be.
Hey, let us believe.
Maybe a phone in there. Who knows? Some biscuits.
Yeah, but
I don't know what he was hoarding
is
in there.
this phone in the shape of a paper roll or something? Because I don't know. We
Look
need
at
to.
the new picture I posted, and look at how pointy that thing is. And
We need to dig deeper into this, I think.
dig deeper.
Yeah.
Did you say dig deeper?
I don't have the soundboards. They don't have the drums, but yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold up one sec. Yo, Jess, why you a hater, bro?
Yeah, seriously.
Yo, what? Did your crew of the anti Ethereum coalition go ahead and Photoshop his thing back to a normal size?
No, I found that picture. I did cut out who was in it because I'm sure they didn't want it to go viral, but I found it, and it's a much clearer picture of that same day, same outfit, and everything.
I think honestly, you are a hater. There's no doubt about it. Like you can't go ahead and say that you're not a hater when you are. Um,
I think the fact that people don't realize, like, yeah, it could be legit, not legit, but that's the whole point. The more that people talk about it, the more that Vitalik's laughing. Like it's just marketing genius. So it is what it is. We just gotta hand it off to him for making people talk about him, make memes, investigate. That's just fun. Now on the subject of like sensitive material, I don't know why. Like that's its own discussion. I'm sure funding is gonna drop something regarding that because that's just funny. Like it's just a damn. I don't know why we live in such a snowflake culture. Like it's just a dude. Whether it's you've seen his schlong, the silhouette, whether you're not, like who cares? It's just funny. Plus, we don't know the shape, right? So I mean, pointy, not pointy, round.
Bro, come on.
Like, don't have.
what were you examining this?
I'm saying protect them schlong. Protect the schlong. Protect the Vitalik. Funding. You've been your hand's been up for a while. What's going on, man?
Hey! So first of all, congratulations on the streaming out to two different platforms. I think it's really cool with combining the Twitter Spaces and the YouTube. That's really useful because you guys can do your short or you can do your TikTok clips and things like that, and just there's a lot of content. I've been trying to get my community to do the same sort of thing. Stream out in one format, and then we can slice it and dice it as we want to. But yeah, congratulations on the dual stream. And then the second thing is, of course, all the commentary about Vitalik, and it is coincidental. No, I'm not trying to shill. It is one of the coincidences that all the outrage marketing that happened in the past day or so about Vitalik's junk. This has been commentary from Richard Hart for some time. The Red Bull can competition with the Monster can. That's been going around inside my community all day today. And
so, who do you think? Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the bigger schlong?
Well, I don't know. Is it the guy with the unicorn shirt? I don't know. I don't want my heroes to die. Like it stresses me out that Vitalik might be emulating, coping. Like I have to put it in the frame of first mover advantage or whatever it is, because this outrage thing of the past day or so with Vitalik has been funny.
Well, I've actually seen pictures of side by side Richard Hart versus Vitalik. Who's bigger? And like I think somebody even started a poll. Like I think look during these times where we are all waiting for the green to come back into these markets. To have Vitalik drop a picture like that, I mean that was like, to me that was like an Eminem album, right? Like I like Eminem. Y'all might not like him, but like I like Eminem, and that was like Eminem is usually dropping albums out of nowhere. Like he'll drop an album out of nowhere, and people get like super excited. And I felt the same way. Like it's like Vitalik dropped like the illest. First of all, I think this was all coming, right? So no pun, by the way, no pun. But I think this was all coming, right? To where he went ahead and went on stage and he was rapping, right? So we should have got the message that he was dropping an album. So he went ahead and did that. First of all, I think that was the hottest single of the year. Seriously, if he's not top one, if that single right there where he was rapping on stage is not top one. By the way, I don't know what the hell those people were doing in the background when they were dancing. Like that's not dancing. That looked spiritual. That looked like they were praying to gods, bro. Like whatever was happening in the background while he was rapping, really weird. That was some cult like stuff. But that should have been a sign to this. The picture coming out, that's actually the cover of his hip hop album. That is the cover of his hip hop album. And nobody can tell me otherwise. That shit right there, illest drop of all time. Illest drop. Period. But look what he did. In times where there is bearish sentiment, we are now talking about packages. And I'm not talking about FedEx or UPS. I'm talking about packages. We are now talking about Vitalik's package and now Richard Hart's package, because Richard Hart is out there. You know, he came on my podcast talking about, his package is like a Red Bull can. Now, I don't know which Red Bull can he's referring to as well. Like, I don't know which actual Red Bull can he's referring to. Is he referring to the ones that you get at the nightclub? Because the lounges and the nightclubs, they got, I'm just saying, they got the smaller versions. You get where I'm going. I don't know which one he's talking about. Is he talking about a Monster Energy drink type of vibe? Only Richard can go ahead and answer this, or maybe some of his associates. Yes, Hector. Hector is up here now. I wonder if Hector right now. I'm gonna say this before he even speaks. Hector, if you are any way bearish on this photo drop album cover, I give up on you. Go ahead. You have the mic, sir.
I just wanted to say I haven't heard Jess cope this hard since One Harmony was hacked. So I'm just it might be out of like personal frustration that she's feeling at the moment.
Oh my God.
Or project frustration that her founder of One Harmony doesn't have the necessary equipment to move forward in this space. There's no scalability, is what I'm saying.
Oh my God. Unfortunately, Jess left the stage. I think the conversation got too heavy for her. Yo, all the puns that are coming out right now, this is horrific, man.
Holy Hector dropping that fire, man. Holy crap. Just bursting laughter.
His picture, honestly, like I'm telling you, he doesn't have to do the laughing emoji. He is like he picked the perfect picture, and his photographer did as well to have him just laugh at the entire community in here. Oh, and speaking of Bone, um, Bone tried to get up here. Apparently, I found his comments interesting. Jess left the stage. Obviously, again, the conversation got too heavy. She couldn't stay up here. Nico had his hand up. Nico, what did you want to add in?
I just can't believe how we've been all been stuck on like this subject for like the last 2 days. Really, like I want to make a pun. I really do, but I'm not gonna make the pun. But I'm sure you guys got the pun I could have made.
Well, what was it?
I can't believe we've been on Vitalik's nuts for the last 2 days.
Okay, but like, I think, you know what it is. I think people view Vitalik as an alien to begin with, right? And now he comes out here, and like that picture comes out, right? So like, You would not. I don't think people expected to see something like that. Like really, like I don't think anybody like. So when the picture dropped, people were like, "Wait, hold up." And I think mostly dudes were really interested. I don't even think it was women that were really interested. I think it was a bunch of dudes that were really interested. Like, oh my god, Vitalik might be bigger than me. Like everybody got like. I think more ETH haters were born yesterday due to this picture. I legitimately think that people now hate Ethereum, have no clue about Ethereum, but just hate Ethereum because my man got a bigger package than you. It's okay.
Say was the market was down yesterday. That's why he put the picture.
No, but I'm all I'm saying is like it's okay, men, gentlemen. It is okay. I don't know why you're so upset. You're really upset. I got like one or two. I got one, two demons. Look, first of all, by the way, shout outs to everybody in the chat room on YouTube. Everybody's dying laughing. Shout outs to you guys for making it in 9:30. I know 9:30 a.m. It's a tough, especially for people on the Pacific. It's hard to get up, but so I appreciate you guys for getting up and tuning into the show. And this right now, this is not an experiment. This is going to be like, Monday through Thursday. I am going to be on here on live stream and on Twitter Spaces, and I'm going to get it right. Obviously, right now I'm doing this all by myself. I'm trying to figure it out. So hang in there with me. If you can't hear the people on Twitter Spaces, go into Twitter Spaces so you can go ahead and listen into them. Was it DeFi Daniel and then funding? Who was it?
Yeah, no, you can go ahead. I was just gonna say that people kind of hate this thing because the only attack vector. Well, not the only, but it was always been like Vitalik, this one man show and things like that, and they always attack like, look at the size of his wrists, and then he drops this massive thing, So they got nothing now, right? They got nothing. So. Yeah, haters. Yeah, you're right. Lots of haters were born yesterday and two days ago. So kudos for that, man. Nice drop. And the picture Jess just posted up there. I don't know. I see a curve. I see a defined line. So I don't know. I don't trust that picture that much. But there's something there.
It looks like the haters photoshopped it. We're gonna have to get somebody who actually knows specifically how to look into photoshopped items. We know that
Surprise me.
it wouldn't look DeFi Daniel. Like at the end of the day, I mean, Vitalik is trying to step up his game. He dropped something that was hot for some, and and now the haters have really come out. Like you can't really talk shit about him anymore. Like it's done. It's over with. It really is. It's over with. 100% fake because look at
everything is gonna be. We could just end the conversation with like, "Was got a massive dong." I mean, right, and that's it. What's a comeback? It's got a massive dong. Oh, gas fees are not gonna go down. I don't know, man. It's got a massive dong.
I think this is a huge win for anybody who is a fan of Ethereum. I think you have to look at this moment and say, you know what? Our man doesn't need to go ahead and put on $90,000 worth of clothing. No disrespect to Richard Hart. Shout outs to him. Think he's a lovely gentleman. But my man said nothing and just came out and dropped it and left you guys to go ahead and talk about it. And you know what? For the last 2 days, we are talking about his album cover. Yes, we are. We are talking about his album cover. 100%. I'm talking about it because that is like the illest mic drop that I have seen in this industry since I've came into this industry.
Can I ask you something really quick, David?
Yes.
Do you think this is going to be the start of a trend?
I believe that we will have people that literally come out here. So this is like, like meme tokens. So like how the meme, like you had Dogecoin that came out, and then then you had Sheeb, and then you had the rest of these people that came out, and then the Inu trend started. So I believe we are heading in the enu direction where we will have projects. Listen, we can have possibly Cardano Charles come out, attempt to drop it. We might have, you know, I don't know, polka dots, XRP, maybe Bragg Garlinghouse is gonna drop it, like, to go ahead and show and say, like, yo, guys, look at us. Or for that matter, look at me. Like, sh- shit can go down. I don't know if I'm excited to see this though. I don't know if I'm personally, I don't know if I'm excited to see this. Maybe some of you guys are. Funding Jim, what's going on, man?
Yeah, just the last comments are kind of like the capitalists of 100 years ago. Who built the biggest building? Who has the biggest dick? Is kind of the competition now with what you're talking about. If it's not your project and your financials or the bull market that's engaging people, it's the meme culture. That is what people stick around for. They don't, watching a car go around a track 500 times successfully isn't what we're here for half the time.
No,
it's like what is going to be outrageous tomorrow. So yeah,
that's for sure. That is for sure. Oh, this is wonderful. Like I already have a racist remark in the chats. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate that. Um damn. Fuck. Like these guys will find you anywhere to go ahead and leave a racial slur on here. Yeah, I do agree with you. A lot of things that are being said in this room though are like out of pocket. And one thing I would like to also advise, if you have children around you right now or people that are sensitive to this kind of language, please put in earpods. Please put in earpods or walk away from the crowd because the language in here is not going to change. Okay? It's not. It's not. You can unfollow me. It's like it's not going to change. I'm actually having fun. I'm having fun talking about cryptocurrency and this is how I talk about it.
David, could this be like some sort of announcement of possibly like a divergence from the merge since we found out Vitalik is more scalable than Ethereum?
Oh my god. Yo, Hector just sits there, has this book, and he starts writing. Like I write a lot, but he just starts writing like, okay, this is what I'm gonna say to go ahead and just be the Debbie Downer of the damn room. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this right now, Hector. Hector, if Vitalik was on your team, or if you had anybody on your team that holds a package like Vitalik, maybe just maybe people would know about BSV. Okay, maybe they would be interested. Unfortunately, you don't have anybody that can drop a package like that, unless you.
No, that's why we look for blockchain scalability because we're trying to compensate for what we don't have.
Wow. Sloppy second.
BSV. All right. So so moving along, man, everything that I say is just literally related to this subject, man. Any words that are coming out of my mouth is just like going right back to Vitalik, bro. Yo, shout outs to Vitalik, man. Vitalik, you fucked up the space completely right now because I can't say anything without being out of pocket. And I'm fine with that actually. So, shout outs to everybody who's tuning in for the first time uh, on YouTube. Appreciate the love. We hold these spaces every day. It is 10:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We run the show for 2 hours. We talk about the hottest topics in the space. Unfortunately, you landed on my page as we are talking about one of the hottest topics, which is obviously Vitalik's huge bulge that surfaced onto the internet yesterday. We're hearing that Pornhub has contacted him. Uh, you've had Tommy Lee reach out. So like, it's an interesting topic to go ahead and talk about. It's a very interesting topic. There have been a lot of memes. DeFi, by the way, DeFi Daniel is the happiest person in this room right now. He is literally the happiest person in here because he's like, yo, my boy dropped it. My boy dropped it. He's made Ethereum known. People that don't know about Ethereum are now getting into Ethereum just due to that fact. Um, Guys, can you help me out here with Luna? I really need help with Luna because today I had a bunch of people tell me how crazy of a comeback Luna Classic is making, and I went ahead and called it dog shit because I don't know what Luna Classic is, and I don't know how I can go ahead and still trust that Quan. I don't even know if is Quan even associated with this. I don't even know anything about Luna Classic to be honest with you, but it is dog shit to me. Can I get your thoughts on this? Am I going nuts? Because there are a bunch of people out there telling me it's coming back and better than ever. Go ahead. You had your hand up, Nico.
So Do Kwon is not in Luna Classic. He's in the new one. They said they're not supporting the old one. I don't know what the hell they're doing with the old one, the Luna Classic, whatever it is. So
I'm just lost. I don't know. I don't know who's who.
You're not wrong on this one. It's dog shit. You're 100% right.
It is like, how can you support something? How can you support it? Like, how do you still have enough brain cells to go ahead and support something like this?
So, David, I was actually in a project. The guy bought a little bit of it, nothing crazy. That was on Luna Classic, but it was on the original system. It was a metaverse. It was called Lunaverse, and they ended up doing a vote. And this, everybody expected a lot from this metaverse. Like it was hyped up a lot, and there was a lot of work put into it. And it looked good with what they were working on. And they decided that they're going to migrate blockchains. And a lot of the protocols that went from Luna Classic to whatever Luna it is now, from what they're currently upkeeping, they're just leaving. They're leaving the protocol. So, like, I'm not bullish on it at all.
I'm not either. Like, I thought it was done. People would realize, look, you know what? Like, I lost money in it. Like, I know a lot of people that lost money in it. I'm okay with it. Yo, I don't know. All these son of a bitches that come out here talking about I won on everything. You're full of shit. You didn't win on everything. Be honest about it. Like, you didn't win on everything. I've taken L's, man. I took an L on Luna. Like, I didn't see that shit happening. That's like seriously, I didn't see that shit happening. But like now that we've learned our lesson, you go back into it. This is why I say like the meme tokens are not gonna go away. Like people are like we have people in this space that are just degens and they love to gamble. They love to gamble. To say that like Luna Classic is gonna make the ultimate comeback, you are stupid. There, I said it. You are an idiot. You are a complete idiot. Come at me. I don't really give a fuck. I don't care, but that's the truth. That's just why don't you move on? Move on to a better project. There are so many good projects. Shit, even go into BSV. Fuck, I can't even believe I'm saying that. Even go into that shit. That shit has a better chance. Hector right now on the floor, like literally, somebody's reviving him. But like seriously, like that was a joke, by the way. Don't get into anything, not financial advice. But like, yo, literally, Luna Classic out on that. So going into meme tokens, will the meme economy make a comeback during the next bull run? I believe so. I want to get your take.
100% yes.
Why?
Because people are stupid. It's just emotion. They see, oh, price go up. Let me buy. Let me buy it go up.
Wow. Yeah, I don't want to comment on this. Your voice selection, Alex. Okay, I'm not going to comment on it. You do work for G Media.
Okay, my brother. The price go up.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I also get.
You had your hand up, my brother.
I also get stopped at places. Anyway, I just wanted to say, yeah, shout out to you on that voice. I wanted to say that V Dick is now trending. So V Dick, which is apparently a derivative of Vitalik. It,
For real?
yes,
It sounds like an energy drink.
yeah, it does sound like it does definitely sound like an energy drink. But V Dick is now, holy crap, V Dick is now trending. So yes, I would not go into it. I hear that it was like it went 1,000 times. Uh Yo, oh my god. Yo, this space is stupid at times, man. Really? Like V-Dick?
Bro, an NFT collection came out yesterday called Vitalik's Pump, and it's like a cartoon version of that picture that's on. Like it's crazy what's going on. Like I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and nobody buy this NFT. By the way, yeah, don't buy it. Dang.
I guarantee you, if people were buying goblins, okay, such as myself, hello, I'm gonna wave to the crowd, such as myself, if people were buying goblins that like to pee on the floor, I can definitely see people buying. I can see people getting into Vitalik's pumps. Oh my god, I can't believe we're talking about this subject nonstop. All right, yes, Nico, go for it. You love this. You love this subject when it comes to packages.
Are insane. It's pumping. It's pumping really crazy.
Look at this. Every word coming out of our mouths is about something naughty. Um, and I've tried to switch the subject now 3 times, and it's all gone back to V dicks, Vitalik pumps, and yeah, and you have DeFi Daniel in here that's making me laugh because all his emojis, anytime he hears anything about Vitalik and size, he is like totally. You know what we need to do? We need to get Richard Hart in here. We need, you know what? If there's any person that can go ahead and look at something because he claims to have, a tremendous package, maybe, just maybe, he can go ahead and look into this and give us more clarity on the subject. Literally, like, yo, Richard Hart.
The math happening on Twitter, David?
What math?
They're doing math, so they're gonna take like the length, the girl next to her.
Oh my god.
They measure the length of the fingers, like distance, and then they basically like triangulate themselves around the picture to try to figure out the size of the.
I spoke with the geometry equation. Somebody actually did try to pull off some sort of geometry.
Somebody said,
I'm telling you, man, it's a bigger subject than we were led to believe, man.
I have a comment here from YouTube, and it actually, it's a statement or comment. I think BitConnect would have a better chance of coming back at this point, and that was to the Luna conversation. BitConnect would have a bit better chance of making a comeback than Luna, and I can't see from here because even though I do have phenomenal vision, for some reason I can't see the comment section. Do we actually think that BitConnect would have a better chance of coming back than that Luna Classic shit?
BitConnect is dead, literally. Like it's literally dead. It's yeah.
Oh man, that's so.
The evidence dead. It's a healthy correction, bro.
It's a healthy correction.
Carlos Matos is a doctor. He's living in New York. I know you've seen him.
A lot of people are worried that Bitcoin isn't going to make a comeback. I've been reading a lot on Twitter. Like, I've taken the time to read a lot more things on my Twitter feed. I don't know if it's just multiple accounts that have been created by Hector. I have a feeling that a lot of these accounts are somehow I don't know how I'm following them, or they're just retweeting. I think this is Hector's little factory where like it's like all about Bitcoin dominance low, Bitcoin never coming back. This is over, and this is what I'm seeing. Like, I'm really seeing this as I'm passing through the timeline, or excuse me, the Twitter feed. I am seeing people being super like bearish about the future of Bitcoin. Like, so getting back to, getting away from Vitalik's package and going into Bitcoin and where it stands right now. What are your feelings? Honestly, all bullshit aside, what are your feelings on this? Take away your hatred for Bitcoin. Put away the maxis because we can give a shit about these cyber hornets. Um, how do we feel about this? Funding, Jim, go for it, and then Nico, and then if you want to go ahead and talk, just raise your hand.
Yeah, I saw a tweet earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday. Eric Wall was kind of stirring up both camps on his tweets, and it was I think the gist of it was he was saying that the flippening will happen, and then the flippening basically will later fail from some kind of undo of this decentralization narrative. The tornado cash, whether it's at the protocol level by miners being rejected on transactions, or whether it's by government, dictation on central exchanges, that hurts the narrative of Ethereum being actually decentralized more than, whether it's proof of stake or proof of work. And then, so his tweet was basically saying that the flippening will happen, then the loss of plot as far as Ethereum being decentralized will give reign back to Bitcoin once the Cyber Hornet Maxi, it's all or nothing, one coin to rule them all kind of narrative fades away. So I think there'll be a back and forth, but in some ways, I also still think that I used to have CDs and cassette tapes and actually 8-tracks as a kid, and now everything is just online and digital. So I don't know if it's a transition for good to go to proof of stake and Ethereum and utility platforms, or if it's this store of value narrative actually holds up 5 years, 10 years from now. So Bitcoin, it hurts me with its toxicity because I used to own a lot of Bitcoin, but I don't know that I can go back to it as a collectible myself.
Wow. Nico, your thoughts?
So I wanted to talk about an outside factor, because Jerome Powell said something the other day that was actually kind of scary, and a lot of people pay attention to when Jerome Powell speaks, especially in the crypto market. And pretty much because of the supply chain issues that we're having, and the Fed can't control that, Jerome Powell was kind of alluding to the fact that he might be put in a scenario where he might have to create another 2008 type crash to control what's happening with inflation. Because right now, the way the Fed works is they're increasing interest rates to lower demand, to adjust what's happening with the inflation prices. And because of the supply chain issues, Jerome Powell, he said something a little nuts like that. I don't remember his exact words, but pretty much the gist of what I understood, what he said was that he may be put inside that scenario, and it's making a lot of people bullish in the next 6 to 12 months. Not bullish, bearish. I'm sorry, I misspoke there. Bearish in the next 6 to 12 months because of the type of scenario that Jerome Powell might be in. Because a month ago he was saying soft landing, and now all of a sudden he's alluding to something like a 2008 type crash. And then what? We're going to print money again, and we're going to do the same thing over and over again? It just doesn't make sense what's happening. So at least that's what ended up causing him talking, was kind of like what caused a lot of the trouble in the markets this week too. So that's what a lot of people are scared of, at least in the last couple of days.
Yeah, he's saying that they're going to do whatever it takes to get inflation under control, which means they will continue to tightening until basically trying to raise the rates as much as they can to then until they're comfortable enough that they feel that inflation is subsiding. But until then, they have no change of course of what they're doing. So basically, it's going to get harder before it gets easier.
I might be one of the oldest in this room. And so when I was a little kid, my mom was excited to have a 13% mortgage, 13% APR mortgage, because that was pretty damn cheap back in the very early 70s. And, inflation was runaway then. You have examples of Paul Volcker basically punching inflation with this action, whether it's 2008 or something bigger. It's a fear narrative ends up getting people's attention. Part of it is like the oversell of media to say, hey, what's coming next, and sell ads and consumerism. But the other side of it is do you want a future where 12 people sitting around a table that have no vote in power by the citizenry as an entity of the Federal Reserve control what the inflation rates are and basically trigger bubbles in different asset classes? Or do you want a society of money that is effectively ruled by math? So whether it's Bitcoin and it has its inflation that comes out into the system through miners, or whether it's proof of stake narrative, that's kind of, as a society, what we'll have to decide after this big bust, if it goes bust.
I gotta say, like, the Fed, I honestly, these are the same people that went ahead and caused this situation, and now they're trying to fix it. I really have no confidence in anything that they say. So
It's actually the people who cause it.
the people,
Yeah.
It was Congress. It wasn't necessarily the people. It was Congress.
I'm saying yes, indirectly the people, because the people voted for the people who are in Congress.
Hector, stop it, man. Come on, man. Stop it.
You said it was the Fed. The Fed didn't do this.
Okay. Come on. Come on, Hector. First of all, let me. Okay, you really want to get into the
Congress over the Fed.
Let's get into politics.
Last week, you added more fire to the inflation book. The inflation thing by wanting to let people pay off or get rid of the 10K or 20K in student loans. Like that's already adding to more fuel to this fire.
Okay, look. Number one, if you're in New York, you know that at the end of the day, a Republican is not being voted in. It's a blue state. So, period, said and done. Shout out to everybody in New York. Like, you definitely, within New York City, probably Democratic. Everything else, it's Republican. But when it's time to vote, it's a blue state. So when you say the people, well, you know what? I didn't agree with it. I didn't agree with this shit.
So that's why we're not in a democracy. Like you vote people, and they vote on your behalf for most issues. So that's what.
And that really sucks when you have people that have been there for 50 years that are just doing things to satisfy their friends.
Well, maybe New York should change the way they're voting.
Forget about New York. How about the entire country?
I don't know. I would disagree in that sense.
What do you mean?
Well, what I'm saying is, like at least like in my state and how we live, like we're in a very conservative area, so I don't disagree with what's going on there.
I think the feds really caused the problem, and I will stick on that until somebody can go ahead and deliver me facts stating otherwise, because the feds created the problem because they allowed for it, and then these are the same people that are now trying to fix it because they're the ones that are raising rates. I don't believe Congress is.
No, but they raise rates in response to Congress's actions, which is including like the bill that the pardoning of the.
You love semantics. You love semantics.
No, that's literally what's happened.
But
semantics. Congress is the one who's spending the money.
Who raised the rates?
Well, they're doing it in response to Congress's spending. They have to raise rates, but otherwise, if they don't, then everything's going to get out of control in terms of costs. Everything's going to get really, really high.
It's a yes.
Or, control costs and basically.
It's a yes or no question.
That's exactly it. They raise rates in response, not because they have to. They aren't doing it proactively to do something against it. They're doing it because of the response of what has happened.
Hector, like them raising rates, is this okay? Let me ask you a question. Is it the solution?
Yes, because that's the only way you can pull money back out of the system.
Okay, got it.
That's how you pull money back.
They don't even know.
M2 money supply. You can see M2 money supply subsiding down since the rates have gone up.
He's literally come out. Powell has literally come out and said he doesn't know.
Doesn't know what?
Exactly. Like, have you seen his interviews? He doesn't. Yellen has come out and said, "I don't know."
I don't know what.
Meaning, I don't know how to fix inflation. We're going to try things.
Well, no, this is typically what they do to fix inflation is they try to pull money out of the supply. How do you pull money out of the supply? You let less people print money. How do they print money? They print money by creating.
We have never been in this kind of fucked up situation ever.
We have in the 80s.
Not this bad.
Not this bad. Try to pull money out.
Not this bad.
Dude, interest rates were like what 16-20% or whatever it was. Like it was insane.
It wasn't this bad, man.
He's going to vulgarize the economy because he's doing the same thing. They're going to try to raise rates as much as they can, as fast as they can, to offset the inflation that's gone on.
Honestly, I'm going to stick to my personal opinion. I don't believe we didn't live through the 80s. I don't believe it was that bad.
The spending is getting out of control. This offsetting, this giving away of money is what's causing this inflation. Is that there's too much money chasing too little amount of goods, therefore goods go up in price. Until you remove the money that's chasing all those goods, you can't have lower costs of everything.
Hey David, I think your mic is doing some sandwich action.
Oh, that's definitely not me. That's somebody rubbing. They're pretending to, have a package like Vitalik or some shit. I don't know. Those are those kind of sound effects going on.
I think Hector has a baby with him.
I think it was Dow next. Dow Chemist. Hey guys, I kind of wanted to bounce on the previous conversation on Bitcoin, but we can stick on politics. I don't think most people really understand, including myself, how the system works. So no one is voting for the Fed, for whoever's the chairman. As far as the policy, whether they're reacting to Congress or not, that's a complex question, because I actually would rather make the case that since 2008, they've had an easing policy that had nothing to do with politics. It was just a way to keep the economy afloat. And regardless whether it was Republican or Democrat, it's the easy thing to do to show that the economy is doing great. But you're just backing the economy by debt. And it's just like one of those like short-term solution. It's a band-aid to a cancer. And we're seeing the first signs that the cancer is metabolizing to something that we can find a solution to. So I don't know that it's of course they're reacting to politics and they're trying to play ball, but there's also a bigger issue, which is that no one is really monitoring what the Fed is doing and the policy and how they impact people, voters who have no idea how that works.
The reason your Bitcoin and your Ethereum is up so high is because there was so much discretionary money available that people were able to spend and use it on things that didn't matter, which was like this stuff. And so therefore your prices went up over the last 2 years. And now that is coming crashing down, where loans are very expensive, relatively 2 years ago, people have to decide between, well, yeah, I can't be gambling anymore. I can't be doing this fun stuff anymore because I have to worry about, my job and worry about actual things in life. So therefore, the things that get hit the hardest, the fastest are the most speculative, least utility, driven things in your life.
Just to lower this real quick, because we are having this conversation on Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces, the breakdown, episode 51. Nobody thought we would actually make it to 51, but we did. You can join in on the conversation on Twitter Spaces. You can go ahead and ask us questions. You can go ahead and put your thoughts out there. For those that are tuning in onto YouTube, thank you very much for supporting the channel. And again, I will be doing this Monday through Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wake your ass up and come join us as we talk about the hottest topics within the space. Um, it's just not crypto, it's everything. We'll be talking about everything, especially now that obviously we are in a bearish market. I will get this all fixed up as well, so everything's in sync and I don't have to hold a hot ass phone for you guys to hear what is going on. That's why, again, I'm asking for those that are interested, just go onto Twitter. I don't even think you have to sign up for an account. You can just listen into the conversation and understand exactly what I'm talking about. And if I go dead silent, I'm just listening in onto the conversation. So back to the conversation I go. What is this? Some countries have Bitcoin cities being built today. Bitcoin is not done. It is a multi-dollar coin in I don't know in 5 years. Okay, in 5 years, speculation. Again, to each his own. Everybody has their own opinion on things. For me, I personally believe that Bitcoin is a great solution. It is opening up doors, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm definitely not somebody who's instant gratification. I'm delayed on my gratification, so um, let's see what happens. Let's continue to build. As with everything in this space, we should continue to build. We should continue to build and really build a dope shit within our space and support legitimate projects that are really building.
Of the Fed have nothing to do with the economy. Has everything to do with maintaining the market afloat and has no regard with whether it's good for the economy or not.
Can I please, because I want to chime in before because this is a little, I'm agreeing with everybody, but I need to give an example, and this example is exactly why we're all here too. Back in the 90s, Congress went and passed certain laws. There was an initiative for everybody to own a home by any means, and by any means necessary, pretty much. And these were laws. So like, and then it led up to the 2008, and these were all laws that Congress passed as well. And also the Fed didn't have the power to raise and lower interest rates its entire existence. I can't remember when they got that power, but it was because of like things that Congress was doing. They needed somebody outside to just handle them in some ways. So like Hector has a point. It's a lot of laws that get put in, a lot of things that end up happening because of these laws. Like I like back in 2002, 2003, I know people that were in the market to buy homes, and they were able to buy homes for like literally they didn't have to prove anything. If they had a certain amount to put down as a deposit, you got a home like the next day. And now they're like they don't have homes after what happened in 2008 because they couldn't deal with the mortgages and all that because they were predatory loans on top of that. Like just because you're buying a loan doesn't mean it's buying a house and just putting money without proving anything doesn't mean that loan doesn't have anything attached to it that'll screw you or anything. And that's actually kind of what we might be seeing depending on what kind of home loans people got during these last 3 years, if they're fixed or not. Because if you ended up with an unfixed loan for bad credit or whatever, you could end up getting screwed with these interest rates going up like this. So like it's a mix of like a balance of what's going on, and bad policy does end up making things like this happen. Like I feel like we're in a little bit of a rerun of what's happening too, because Hector has a point. When bad policies get put out and anybody can do whatever they want and all that stuff, it's going to cause a big problem, and they don't want it to get out of hand, and the Fed has to control it. Like, and I'm trying to find out what year they gave them this power to do it. But yeah, again, the people ended up giving them this power to top it off. So
I don't think most people understand how things work. And when I say most people, I include myself in it again.
But I just
would you say, for example, just a question, would you say that most people would agree with the statement to say, for example, that rich people make money in the market and regular poor people make money in the actual economy, and that shape what the Fed does and what they pick to in general to protect and maintain over the other one? So if people understood that, I think they would change the way they look at
You're seeing it right now, though. You're seeing the market go down. What is the response of these companies? Their share prices go down. They must protect their company, so they must lay off people. And so the Fed is indirectly trying to sustain jobs by keeping what you're saying is only going to the quote unquote rich people.
Yo, what are you doing? Like, are you getting like excited? I'm talking to you, Hector.
What?
Like, I don't know. You slapping something around, bro? Like, it's just like
that's my son.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I'm just sounded weird. I look.
I'm just hanging out with Vitaly
right now. All right. Listen, I just feel like the people that cause this shit should not be the ones that are trying to fix it. Period. Said and done. Funny how the inflation bill. Anybody know anything about the inflation bill?
Yeah, it's not garbage. They renamed it already. It's called something else. It's not
It's like the climate whatever bill.
It's called trash. That's what it's called.
Didn't we have people in Europe? Didn't we have EU saying like inflation is because of global warming? Some nonsense.
So I don't know what they said, but like this bill is kind of crazy because look, I'm not against green energy, but
yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
What kind of car do you drive?
I have a Scion, bro. I can't afford to get a new car. I have an old Scion, little 2-door TC.
Does it produce green energy? Like, is it based on green energy?
I mean, I can't afford it though. That's the thing. But having a car like that in New York is like not feasible that much. Like
why?
Even driving the cab. When I was driving the cab, it's not feasible.
I think you're just lazy to get or you just don't like. You just say that you like it, but you don't want to ride in one of those soundless cars where you hear the road and nothing but the road.
Can I get to my point, please?
Go ahead, Nico.
So, like, the point I'm trying to make is, like, they put in a lot of stuff for green energy in this bill, and they're pushing it, and they're putting out laws without us having the technology yet. And it's like, you're banking on us making discoveries that we don't have at the moment, and you're putting it into law. Like, what are you, serious right now? Like, and it's like a gamble. If you really want to know, I feel like they're gambling because
Just take something practical at this point. If you guys want to know, like Texas just banned all ESG businesses from like Texas got banned from BlackRock. BlackRock got banned from Texas. Well, quite a few things happened yesterday. Like there's a lot going on, and Florida it did something the other day. I don't know what they did, but like what I'm trying to tell you is like a lot of the bills that Biden is pushing, they're not necessarily good right now at the moment, and I don't know how great they're going to be in the long term because some of the things that they want to do technically don't exist. It's like do it a little slower. Don't go in such an extreme way. You know, yes, we have to go green. I agree, but let's do it in a slower process, not the way you're pushing us so hard that nobody can afford all this. Like you're asking me if I drive an electric car. No, I can't afford it, bro. Even driving a cab, to drive a Tesla with the cab, I didn't. Like, there's no charging stations to do that. You know, like it's not something. It's not feasible in New York City at the moment. And to build an infrastructure like that in New York City is complete insanity.
I would just say that like I'm not going to electric cars. I'm not going to EVs. I'm going to drive a V8, continue to drive a V8. If I can get my hands on a V10, I'm getting a V10. I'm sorry, but I respect this. Actually, like I get the whole climate change thing, but like cars are not the issue. Like I really don't believe cars are the issue. Like honestly, I think cows have more of an issue than fucking cars. Okay, like you guys are literally getting on cars, but like, have you guys ever passed by New Jersey? Like, you want to talk about issues? You want to talk about pollution? Well, you need to go ahead and look at New Jersey, man. Every single time I pass or I have to go through New Jersey to get somewhere else, like Jersey is horrific. Like you go into the water in Jersey, you walk out with a third leg. It might be even bigger than Metallic's package. What I'm saying is Jersey might be a huge problem, like a big problem. And what? And like let's say a country like India. Have you ever seen India in general? Like you want to talk about pollution? Like do you really want to really want to talk about pollution? I mean, so people are going after we're going after cars? Really? We'll go after cars? Fuel efficient, less less CO2. No, stop. Stop. That's all bullshit, man. It's all an agenda to go ahead and bring in like whoever paid off whoever to go ahead and bring in new cars. That's really what it is.
The sale of gasoline vehicles by 2035.
Yeah, which is complete bullshit. Like complete and utter bullshit. Like
What's hard about California is when you go to the store and they ask if you want to use a bag and they charge you 10 cents for the bag, but then you can get as many apples in a plastic bag you want for free, and they don't consider that to be a waste. They do that 5 cents here, believe it or not, and that's new. They tried to pull that off right before COVID, and then they had to delay it, and now a lot of stores, they don't even have the plastic bags. They make you buy the dollar bags if you don't have a bag with you. They don't make you. They ask you. Like, yeah, they took it a little far with all this shit. And this whole 2035 thing in California, I guarantee you that's going to end up shooting them in the foot by 2035 because it's a little too quick to do it.
The whole environmentally friendly thing, there's a lot of narratives going on. And this whole plastic bags bad, plastic bad. What are you going to do? What are you going to do for medicine? Give people a paper syringe? What are you going to do? Give them how much medicine relies on plastics? And then this whole conversation about cars, like a Honda Civic will put out less emissions in its whole life cycle than the creation and destruction of a Tesla. So it's just a reroute, rebrand. It's just like people don't actually look at the whole situation. Like you said, Nico, the feasibility, the viability. Does this make sense? What's the infrastructure like? It's expensive AF. Like, what is it, like 50 grand Canadian for me to buy a Tesla? 50, 60K? And then we're not even touching base on the rest of that stuff, the rest of the stuff that I need. Definitely would love to see us move towards a self-sustaining where we have energy, because it's going to be scary, when we depend on government and, places like South Africa where, there's power outages all the time, or other parts of the world. We definitely we're blessed to have access to power 24 hours a day, pretty much reliable. But I agree, David, we go there, we destroy tons of nature, and then we point at like Nico, hey, why aren't you driving an electric car? It's just nonsense, and then we outsource our emissions to other countries when we could be producing like clean sources of energy here. So I guess it's just a political carnival, at the end of the day. And us as consumers, we just gotta, I guess, navigate, the situation and kind of make our own decisions. But it's not as clear cut as like green and not green. There's a lot of hysteria and a lot of stuff that people don't take a look at.
You know what I think is really fucked up? I think what's really fucked up is when you go to a restaurant and they give you a straw and you think it's you think it's an actual straw and it's made out of fucking paper and like it starts dissolving in your fucking mouth and literally, like I'm thinking about this as this conversation is going about. It's like literally dissolving in your fucking mouth. And relax. I mean, I know that you're thinking about this hard, no pun, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I really, I really believe they need to be tackling other issues, and I'll end it there. I think they need to be tackling other issues than the ones that they're trying to tackle. It really, I agree with Alex here when he says, the emissions on a Honda Civic. Like a Honda Civic is not going to kill this planet. Literally, it will not. It will be like, look at the. I'm telling you, just guys, Google New Jersey and those factories. Like literally, those are the type of things that probably fuck up the planet more so than a Honda Civic.
I mean, if we use Canada as an example, Alberta is sitting on a gold mine of energy and oil. It's not being used. Government's gatekeeping it, and yet they bring it in from Saudi. Like, what's this prime minister? What drugs is he taking? Like, do you know how much energy that takes to transport all that when you could just do it locally? And then we got people in Sault Ste. Marie up north living 2 kilometers away from an unregulated oil factory, which is owned by India. And they're just like, people are getting cancer there. People are leaving. The population is dwindling. And yet, like, yeah, it's just shit, It's just really shit. I'd love to see more building, less gatekeeping, more access to energy, variety of options. Like, it's a shitty world we live in, We just got to navigate the carnival, I guess.
We're about 20 days away from Ethereum killing off 99.95% of its emissions. So, we're saving the planet one step at a time.
Oh, but like, I want to chime in on like this whole Ethereum thing, please, bro. But forget about Ethereum. Like, it's Alexander. It's a bunch of bureaucrats and big, like some sort of majorities in a lot of countries here in the United States, Canada, and Europe. They have this mentality of see no evil, hear no evil. We're using green energy here, but we're bringing in the dirty energy for whatever else. And for the people to make that dirty energy, it's actually emitting 10 times more than it would be for us to make it here. And like nothing makes sense on any level. Some things that are happening, and it's just like we have to be beholden to other countries for energy too at the same time. Like if we want energy, or if they like no, like why aren't we just doing it here?
Nico, that's the whole not in my backyard mentality, bro. Yeah. Everybody wants a goddamn cell phone tower, but nobody wants a cell phone tower in their neighborhood.
Yeah, but that's so like two-faced over there. It's like, all right, you want to be able to use 5G, but you don't want a tower next to you, or like you want to be able to have like a gas car or an electric car or whatever, but you need some sort of oil, and you don't want it done like anywhere near you or on land. Like it has to get done and in a much worse way.
I think there's balance. I think it's Finland that, correct me if I'm wrong, that has like a law where homes, like residents, can't live close to like a polluting factory up until a certain amount of distance. And meanwhile, we got this like boomer mentality back here, Hamilton, Ontario, Sault Ste. Marie, where people live next to just ridiculously badly polluting factories in their backyard. What Viking says is true to an extent, right? Like we want the convenience, but then we don't. If it's not in our backyard, we don't care. I think there's like a balance. I think there's a balancing act. I think there needs to be more personal responsibility and kind of just education that, not until not so long ago, people thought, oh, what I recycle is completely fine. But here in Ontario, Canada, turns out just single digit percentage of the recycled items is actually being reused, the rest being dumped on like Philippines and whatnot. So yeah, definitely there's a lot of like see no shit, nothing's happened, a lot of I guess cognitive dissonance, a lot of ignorance in regards to how we're consuming energy, how we're disposing of things. We really need to be better custodians of this earth. And how can these clowns be telling us plastic bad, as they manufactured a boatload, so many masks it would not even fit in Vitalik's pants? Like,
here we go, Vitalik. Every time somebody says Vitalik, they got to donate to like a fucking.
Like, dude, how many masks did we produce? How many like items did we produce? Like, all that stuff, and like plastic bags were okay during the pandemic, but now they're not okay anymore.
Alex, what about this, bro? All the fucking masks that people would wear and then just throw in the trash as they were walking out the store, bro. Just throwing in the trash as they're walking out the store. And I love the point that you made about the Honda Civic. You're absolutely correct, 100% spot on.
Yeah, that's because you sell them. Well. That's why he's 100% correct. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
don't hate on the JDM, David.
Listen, all I'm saying is that all of a sudden Viking came up here and said, "Oh, you're absolutely right." Obviously, biased opinion, bro. Super biased opinion. Listen, I don't think the solution is not getting rid of cars. It's not like there are other solutions to go ahead and clean up the planet. Yes, we do need to go ahead and be more conscious of what we're doing here on this planet. No doubt about it. I'm not one of these tree huggers and shit, but I'm just saying in general, like we do need to go ahead and like fucking you're walking, you have garbage, fucking throw it in the garbage can. The fuck you throwing it on the floor for? Like be courteous, man. Like do you do that shit in your house?
David, join me and make a pledge that we will not make any Ethereum transactions until after the merge.
Oh my god. But
wait, so Hector, you're saying you still making Ethereum transactions?
But hold on. Once it goes, once if it's
right. Hector, you still making Ethereum transactions?
No, I'm asking him to join me in a pledge to not to stop making any Ethereum transactions.
So that means you're still making them. Oh, so you still Ethereum. All right, I'm glad to hear that.
Ooh.
I've literally told you. I play Ethereum for the casino. I've said this.
You don't stop it, Hector. Stop. Just listen.
I agree with you 100%, bro. That we should pick up that mentality, kind of like the country or the culture of Japan. You go to Japan and there's no litter whatsoever. They return their carts. It's little things like that, bro.
Viking. It's not just Japan. It's you go to Europe. It's clean. Like
I agree. Germany's the same way. We need to get this personal responsibility culture back, like Alex was saying, and it starts with just returning your cart, bro.
People are so obnoxious in the United States of America. Like you guys, like really, just like I'm gonna dump shit on the floor. Like you wouldn't do that in your house. If you're not gonna do it in your house, then don't do it outside. Second, like you know what? Do we really need the pandemic to learn how to wash our hands and to be hygienic? Like seriously, like did you really need COVID to come around to actually, oh, I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands for 20 seconds? Like I don't know if anybody has an iWatch, but now the iWatch has this feature where if you wash your hands, it congratulates you. Hey, great job. It really says that. Hey, great job. You wash your hands. Like really? You weren't taught as a kid to go ahead and wash your hands after you go take a piss or whatnot? Like wipe your ass? Like you never went and washed your hands? Like that's disgusting. Like hygiene, bro. Like people still don't wear deodorant. How about deodorant? It's $5.99. It doesn't cost that much. You don't have to get something from Gucci, okay, to put under your armpits. Get something like Dove. I don't know. I'm naming shit. Maybe even Irish Spring if the odor's that bad. Get something. Like be nice to people, man. We don't want to smell you. Smell me? Just saying.
I feel like Richard Hart could come out with like a skin lineup, like cologne.
I think Richard Hart's really needs looser shorts. The last picture that I've seen, like I've given him his compliments, him flashing around his you know his gear around the 90,000 or whatever. But the latest one that cost $4,000, I mean, man, that was type tight, bro. Like you need to allow your shit to breathe. The shit needs to breathe, man.
Gucci just needs bigger models in certain areas.
Hector can't hold back. Hector really can't hold back, man. Oh my god. That was fucking hilarious. All right. 11:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to the breakdown, episode 51. Yes, I am now on YouTube because I'm going to be a YouTube star. Watch. A year from now, okay? People will be tuning in through YouTube and not through Twitter Spaces. But some people are really lazy. Like people do not like leaving a literally, this is how lazy we've become. This is super on point. People will not leave Twitter to go onto YouTube. Think about what I just said to you right now. It literally takes 2 seconds to switch over to a different platform to, let's say, view a podcast or have a or watch a video or just have a conversation with somebody that's delivering something on a different platform. No, nobody will attempt to move their finger and just switch over for 2 hours onto a different platform. Really sad. This is the state of humanity right now. Really, I really believe we are in a super lazy generation. By the way, all this talk about green energy and all this shit and the blame game ends up on Bitcoin. I mean, like, really? Does Bitcoin is Bitcoin really causing climate change? Is it the sole reason to why the climate has changed in New York, by the way. Like I don't believe I've experienced a winter in the last 3 to 4 years. I don't remember the last time it really snowed out here. Is climate change real? Honestly, I don't really know. I don't know. I'm reading history books and like shit's always gone in cycles, kind of like this current market.
The data says no. I mean, every bit of data says that the climate changes over time. The White House and the feds, all those people that are climate change, this like that, they are praying for a fucking hurricane right now, bro, because they haven't had a major hurricane in years.
So, are you one of those guys that thinks that the government actually can go ahead and produce a hurricane?
I'm not. Hell no, the government can't produce a hurricane. If they could produce a hurricane, they would have already to get all the heat off the DOJ, bro.
So you think that the government wants to go and have an event like Hurricane Sandy happen, so all eyes get off of the government?
100%. 100%. The Biden administration is praying for a natural disaster right now.
The last disaster that we had, which was this COVID thing, you saw everything skyrocket. The entire market skyrocketed. And there are people out there that are like literally praying for another pandemic because they feel that the entire market, the crypto industry, stocks, and everything will go up. Do you guys believe any of this shit?
It's possible that the pandemic, quote unquote, COVID pandemic, that was also had vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna, which sponsors most of your major media, was those that were gaining the most profits from this quote unquote COVID pandemic. And none of the numbers actually lie up with what they produced. And it's just really weird that after the vaccine has come out 2 years later, that there has been a 10% increase in mortality rates. So if this vaccine was all great and grand, why has there been a 10% increase across the board in every nation of death rate?
Honestly, I'm not like I didn't take the vaccine. To each his own. I did go ahead and wear a mask. Every time I wanted to or I thought about taking a vaccine, I already had COVID. I had COVID like I officially it's 2 times, but I really think I had it 3 times. So it's like, I did speak to a doctor, and he was like, at this point, like, honestly, like, you're immune to this shit. Like, you've had it 3 times. Like, I've literally had it 3 times. Why do I need the shot? But, I don't want to touch on that subject because, Twitter went ahead and told me that I had a sensitive photo that went up of a man who was fully clothed, standing and taking a picture with a woman. This man happened to be Vitalik. I don't know how and why that thing would be labeled sensitive. I've never had a tweet labeled sensitive, and I've said some harsh shit on Twitter. Way harsher things have been said through my platform than the shit that I got tagged for, which is really weird. I didn't see nothing that was sensitive in that picture. Nothing was sensitive in that picture. We have gotten so soft. Holy shit, we have really gotten so soft. And people might strike back at me because they might have seen the video that I did about Andrew Tate. Well, you know what? I don't feel like like, first of all, I don't believe Andrew Tate should get his platforms taken away. I don't agree with people getting their platforms taken away because then you don't allow for the other side to go ahead and speak. So then I can't have a conversation or a debate with that or get my point of view across to the other side. But I don't believe that this man represents. I don't believe he represents us men. I don't believe he represents men. I don't think you need a Bugatti to go ahead and literally be somebody be somebody in this world. Like some of the richest people in this world don't drive Bugattis. They don't even own one. They drive Volkswagens. Like, ask Mark Zuckerberg. Like,
In my honest opinion with Tate, I think his narrative is going to change once he has his first child. Once he becomes a father, I think his narrative will change a little bit.
I don't think so. I don't think so because see, like, here's the problem with our society. We like shock value. We don't listen to people that deliver positive messages. We like people that go and say these things. What Andrew Tate is saying is it's not brand new. We've had these kind of conversations 25 years ago. Just to let you guys know, I don't know what year you were born in. I'm not talking to you, literally Viking. I'm just saying in general. I don't know what year everybody was born in, but I'm a 1981 baby, right? So like, I we've heard these conversations on the block. Like, this is not something like.
This all throughout the 90s, and then I want to touch on something that you just said earlier, that we've become so lazy. You're exactly correct. Us 80s babies, the older guys that are running our businesses now, we're absolutely fucking killing it because we're the only ones willing to hustle and go out and work. Those that are actually willing to hustle and go out and do the work that's need to be done right now, there's nobody else doing it.
I just honestly, like, I feel like my generation is one of the best generations ever, just because we know, like we can look at our knees and see that we literally played in a playground because we have scratches. Like, I have scratches on my elbows. I have like cuts on my eyes from playing sports. Like, I've done these things. You, like, a lot of people here haven't done these things. You've lived your life through the metaverse and sitting on a computer 24 hours a day. Like, you guys don't know what exercise is. If there's any message that I can take out of Andrew Tate and what he puts out there, is the whole exercise thing. Like, guys, get up, stop being lazy, go work out. Go work out. Okay, that's the only thing that is positive in his message before he goes left and starts degrading women. I'm sorry, like, all these people that are saying or apologizing for him, saying like, no, he's saying the right thing. No, he's not saying the right thing.
He says women should be protected.
No, he does not say that.
He literally did. Literally said those.
Bro, I can also say women should be protected, and then in the same breath, I can say something else.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I don't think he sits there and degrades women. What he says is facts, in my opinion, and it's.
How much are you gonna pay me to sleep with you?
What's that?
Like, the irony is so.
Hold on, he says how much? Hold on, the irony. Yeah, women can't sleep with anybody else, but men can. He goes, because if his woman sleeps with anybody else, then nah, chill, you're out. You're out. But I can because I'm providing for you.
Yeah,
So you have to accept that.
His reaction to like society moving in one direction, and he's kind of like moving the opposite direction where society is going, and a lot of people feel like that voice is not being heard. So we're definitely like, I think there's been a history of discrimination against women, and feminism was the answer to that. But recently, feminism seems to be going in a direction that is saying that men ain't shit, that men ain't really doing anything for women. Women are better than men, and so there's a voice, right, that's needed to be heard, and that's why Andrew Tate is filling that hole for men who feels their voice is not being heard.
If I say what I really want to say about that comment right now, I will have my account suspended. And on the topic of feminism, I will literally have my account suspended. There's 100%. I guarantee it. If I say what really needs to be said, like I will get suspended. Wait, let me ask you a question. Where are the women, the feminist women? Where are they when women who have trained their entire lives, okay, swimming? Where are they to go ahead and advocate and scream and shout about women losing to a guy?
They have been.
Where? I didn't hear not one. Not one.
Yes, they are, but they're really
I
shown on your favorite social media, on your favorite.
I've gone through my timeline and not seen one feminist go ahead and stick up for the pork.
And on your timeline of a left democratic leaning, liberal leaning platform that clearly suppresses conservative views. So yeah, of course you're not going to see it on your timeline.
You know where I stand, right?
I think the whole situation with Tate has been blown out of proportion. Does he say some stupid shit? Yes. Does he say some real facts? Yes. Should he be deplatformed? No. But instead, clown ass Teletubbies can't divert their attention to like, they can't control their energy. They're just like fixated. Like, this guy's bad, or they just like absolutes. They either idolize him or they cast him as like a demon. Like, so I always look at it as like, take the good from people. Never idolize them. Never worship them.
But then you have little kids who idolize him, and that will go out to go ahead and do this. Like they'll try to go ahead and be. Hold on, they will be. Well, hold on, guys. They will try to. Okay, hold up. You're gonna have people, but there's a difference, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because right now, Andrew Tate is all over my YouTube and my Instagram, my TikTok. All I see is Andrew Tate. I'm telling you, that's all I see, Andrew Tate. Okay, like I'm trying. I've said this so many times. I'm repetitive with it. I'm trying to speak, or I'm trying to view Jordan Peterson. I'm trying to see David Goggins talk. I'm trying to like really get Les Brown on my feed, but I got him. And he's talking about like what a man should be like and how he should approach a woman. But he's not talking that talk like we would talk, right? So he's given this perception to guys of how to approach a woman. Nowadays you approach a woman and if they go ahead and go by his manuscript on how to approach a woman, it's going to literally lead to guys being violent towards women.
Give me one single example of Andrew Tate ever promoting violence towards a woman.
You're not listening. That the whole message went over your head. Andrew Tate can walk up to a woman because he has all that money. He has that star effect right now because he's the talk of the town. He can go up to a woman and he most likely won't get rejected. Most likely he won't be rejected. Now, okay, so hold on. Now, if you try to do the same thing, I'm not trying to diss you, Viking. I'm saying if you try to do the same thing as Andrew Tate, but you don't have what Andrew Tate has, and you get rejected, you might go home and start literally thinking of violence. Like, how did this woman reject me? Oh no, I'm gonna put her in her place.
The tribal rejection, yes, okay, there is a rejection thing that comes in the human psyche. 100%. It absolutely drives people crazy. Now, with that being said, you have to understand and you have to destroy that ego as a man. You have to get your ego in check and understand where you are in your status.
You're talking about a 20-year-old man. Dude, we're not talking about a 40-year-old. I'm talking about kids. Kids are tuning into Tate. It's not.
You're saying you don't want a lazy generation, but then you're saying you're trying to protect them and coddle them. So
how are you coddling them?
you tell them this is what's right, this is what's wrong.
No, that's not. You're telling Hector. You're telling them it's okay to be violent.
Yeah, but it's also not Andrew Tate's. It's not Andrew Tate's responsibility to be the parent of that kid. Like, if that kid is watching content, whether it's good, bad, whatever it is, gambling, Andrew Tate, Nicki Minaj dancing on a pole, stupid rappers advocating for violence, whatever it might be, it's the parent's responsibility to a certain degree. And then after going into late years, adulthood, they have a personal responsibility. I mean, I've listened to a lot. I've probably watched like 1,000 videos of his. You know what has, like, he's said a lot of stupid stuff, but what has glued to me has just been like the motivation, just to, like, get up and get shit done. I don't really, I don't identify with him. I don't love him or anything. But you're gonna have people who watch like something simple and they react like in a really stupid way. Like look, think about the hypocrisy, right? The Vitalik pic of a silhouette is being flagged as sensitive content, but then a woman, let's say Nicki Minaj as an example, right?
Yeah, I can't believe my shit got flagged. That's crazy, bro.
Right. You got all this different types of controversy, but they like to pick and choose. So yeah, like it is what it is. Like I think people just gotta not be so like snowflake and just like hey, if I got rejected by certain women, so be it. It's like what Viking said, you gotta lose that ego and just continue going. Like,
I can't wait for the conversation to appear where a guy is going to blame Tate for the reason why he went ahead and smacked a woman, and then we're gonna get back to this, and they will.
He's so insecure that he's subscribed to everything Tate has, and he just like.
But Alex, that's who I'm talking about.
But that's whether it's Tate or not. Like, I'm sure you can have someone who buys a Jordan Peterson book, tries to do something, gets pissed off.
Yeah, but what Jordan Peterson is not promoting for guys to go ahead and make it like every single thing that I've seen from literally everything I've seen from Andrew Tate has been besides his last video. Okay, besides his last video, everything has been like I have ownership of women.
Yeah, he goes extreme. He definitely goes extreme, saying like, "Hey, if they do OnlyFans, they pay me. I own them." Like, he said some really weird stuff that I don't agree with.
Did you see the video of him smacking the hell out of that girl?
Yeah, I've heard of these clips. Like, but again, like, if we're gonna go that way, then why is Joe Biden in office after shoving his face?
But again, do I agree with it? Like, again, if we could go.
He's the president.
And like, honestly, like, I'll tell you right now, him sniffing on somebody's hair, like, I'm not with it. So I'll talk about everybody up on here.
This guy's elected, right? Like, this guy's running the country.
But y'all elected him.
I didn't elect him.
But I'm just saying, like, I didn't elect him.
So what's worse? Okay, let me ask you this: what's worse, Joe Biden saying, "If you don't vote for me, you're not black"?
Oh, exactly my point.
Or Andrew Tate saying, "This is the stuff, the shit that he's saying about women." Okay.
But when you say that women is property, like,
bro, women are queens. We gotta protect women, man. Like, women are queens.
If you go outside the US, right? You go to Africa, you go to Asia, you go to Latin America, right? Like, those values that he's saying, nothing is new. Like, it's almost like in the West, we move so far away from, like, quote unquote traditional society that when someone brings those values back, it sounds crazy. But in the context,
no, like, you can no, you know, Dow, like, you can have conversations. You can have conversations. Nobody says, like, I'm against all this like restriction shit. Like, I'm against having only one side being able to talk and the other side being muted. I know which side is being muted. I'm not stupid to the fact. My whole timeline slowly starts disappearing because people are saying or are actually like expressing their own feelings and they're not allowed to. I know which side is disappearing. There's no doubt about it. But we, number one, need to treat women like queens. Like, yeah, there are women that go on there onto Instagram and put out this, image like, yo, I'm better than you and kind of thing. Like, and if a guy steps to me, I'm a make him feel, I'm a belittle him and shit like that. Bro, how can I get my thoughts expressed if you're gonna interrupt me every 5 minutes?
Oh my God, thank you, Flash. Listening to all these guys like talk about women, it kind of makes me irk. I'm not gonna comment on whatever his name is. I don't even know. I didn't know who he was. I'm just gonna give more of a general comment, because I see it both sides. What you guys say, with the female rappers, and I think the issue is just it's an issue with our society that we put so much, we look up to these quote unquote influencers in a way that we shouldn't. Like, what are these people actually, bringing to the table? And, I was reading a statistic about Gen Z. 1 out of 4 Gen Z people want to be influencers. That is their goal in life. So, to be honest, to me, I didn't even know who the fuck this guy was. So, us talking about him and making him seem like he's something that he's not, I think just causes the problem. Because what has this guy actually done? Tell me something that he's actually done.
He's Jess. He's hot. He's hacked. He's hacked social media. He is literally.
So he's an influencer.
Well, he's trying to be one, and he is. He's successfully become an influencer.
And again, that goes back to my point. It's just this concept in society that the only way you're going to make it is by becoming an influencer or being on TikTok or being on YouTube. And at that point, people are putting out risky content or controversial content just to get clicks and to get more views.
And but that's my whole point. That is my entire point, Jess.
If he did hit a woman, then fuck him, and anybody that supports that action, then fuck you too. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you, because for some reason everybody's like saying, "Oh, like, well, it's okay." Like, the vibe that I'm getting is like, it's okay that he did that because he still has a message. Well, you know what? I know a lot of controversial people that say shit like Ben. What is it? What is his name? Ben Shapiro. Yeah, Ben Shapiro says some real shit that can probably get people irritated, but I ain't never heard him smack anybody with his yarmulke on. Like, literally.
So let's get into the so-called where he slapped a woman, okay?
He didn't slap. He beat her. He didn't slap. He beat her. There's a difference. Go on to somebody pull up that video. There's a video right out there, man.
It doesn't matter what the intention was, whether it was playing around or whether it was serious. The fact that you're putting out the content and it's not clear to the viewer, it's fucked up. So stop trying to defend something that's not right.
No one's defending. I never heard anyone defend violence in this entire space.
No, Alex, I'm gonna say Viking Lord did. So anytime you try to stop somebody, be like, hey, they're not doing that because of this. It's like, well, what are they doing it for? Because they didn't say it. I'm very much of the opinion of, if you said something, I'm going to hold you accountable. And if they said something, I'll hold them accountable. If they say nothing, you can't go and defend their stupid shit because you're like, well, that's not what he really meant. Well, did he say it otherwise? Because when he slapped that girl, he didn't put any commentary going, this is a joke. This is all for entertainment. It's for fun.
But him hitting her in general, like, even if you put a comment on it, it's a joke. It sends the wrong message.
Now, I agree and I disagree with a lot of things that are saying. Now, the one thing that point that I want to bring out is, okay, Andrew Tate is obviously against this feminist movement that's been just sweeping through America, through the Western culture. And the reason why is because there's not a single fucking right that a woman doesn't have that a man has. Not one. Yeah, but historically disadvantaged groups have been proven. Akil, we're not talking about that, bro. Okay, that is what the feminist movement is built on. It's built on historically disadvantaged groups. Akil, it most definitely isn't. All the data suggests that women are more empowered than men. Every single fucking data point shows that. Show me that data.
How? Where? What are you talking about?
Women are
I think that's some insecurities that people might have in here, man.
No, I think historically, if you look at feminism, it was to fight for the rights of women, right? Now there was 3 waves of feminism. The first was the suffragists, right? Like trying to get the right to vote, right? And then the second wave, I think, was around more like the image of women, right? Like not being stuck at home, having the capacity to work, and not being seen as second-class citizen, right? The issue that people are having today is that it seems like the third wave of feminism is not so much about women, but it's about putting men down.
It's anti-men.
When you look at actual data,
exactly now.
When you look at actual data, there really isn't no longer issues in terms of, let's say, wage gap, for example. The wage gap is no longer there. There's a lot of issues that used to be there, and women have a right and should fight for it,
my friend.
So hold on, is a woman not entitled to go ahead and make as much as a man if she's as talented as a man? Like,
yeah, but we're saying the wage gap no longer exists.
I don't know where you all get this hyperbole information from, but the wage gap still exists in this world.
I just had yo, hold on. Let me rep this real quick.
It does, Viking, because guess what? It is. Look, I don't care what happens in your backyard.
My statement real quick, okay? Women in the Western world are better off than men. By far, there are more women that have a college education than men. Women by average have a higher credit score than men. Women on average go to prison for the same crime less than men do. Okay, women are treated easier in the courts. They're treated easier with families.
Viking, how many CEOs are there in the crypto space right now that are women?
And David, okay.
No. Answer the question. You can't say and then turn to a different. How many CEOs are there?
Okay, how many fucking men?
No. I asked you a question. Can't be answered with another question. You can't answer. You can't ask me a question after I asked you a question.
Because you want to be one of those people. The reason why women are in the educational sector is because it was one of the easiest sectors for them to originally get into. Because men did not want to be teachers. They felt like that was women's work. So going back to historically disadvantaged. Also, economically and socially, women are still repressed at 3 times late, facing sexual assault, sexual molestation, abuse. Yes, all at the hands of mainly men. So tell me again how women have it so much better than you.
No, I don't think it's about better. I think we're saying that it's equal, right? Like,
you don't
when
think
you look
that
at
women perform sexual assault on more than what fucking men do? If you don't think that women perform sexual assault,
What? You're throwing out
There's no data. There's no data to this.
There is a lot of data.
There's no data on that. That's absolutely bullshit.
Listen, you might be snuffing the same paint that the guy under the bridge is today because, bro, there's no data.
No.
Women can help you.
You let him present the data, just making crazy.
I didn't press mute.
I know it's getting heated, but one at a time, please.
Real quick before everybody starts speaking again, like, yeah, I like, honestly, you want to present facts, present the facts. I would love to see these facts, but can women go ahead and beat up on men? Talking about like domestic violence, yeah, there've been those issues, but I would say that more men go ahead and cause domestic violence than women. I don't know. And I don't have the facts in front of me, but I think the facts would be on my side if I actually looked into the data.
More men get prosecuted for domestic violence. More women start it, bro.
So I guess, like,
wow.
How did the conversation lead to this? What is the point? Even if you believe that women are treated equally as men, it doesn't mean that we should be out there supporting a dude who's hitting a woman on the. Supporting a video where a woman is being hit. Let me finish because you fucking yapped a lot. Whether it's a joke or not. So you just completely veered the conversation. Oh, well, women are equally. So does that mean that it's okay to get beat? Is that the point you're trying to make? Like, where did you go with that?
No, I never said that whatsoever. But this whole notion that
what was the point of it?
Hold on, let me do. Women need to be treated like queens, okay? This whole notion that every woman needs to be treated like a queen. You don't run around and say that about a man.
Yeah, and I never said that about a woman.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That doesn't mean
But I'm entitled to my opinion. I think women should be treated well. So what's so bad if I say what's so? Let me ask you a question. What's so bad about me saying that?
we shouldn't be generalizing people based upon sex.
But hold on, let me ask you a question. What's so bad about me saying, from a guy's perspective, that a woman should be treated like a queen? What's so bad about me saying that? What did I say in that that is so bad and horrific?
Let me give my perspective. Around New York? No, hold on. Are you going to run around New York and treat every man you see like a king?
I'm gonna treat everybody with respect. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, there's a difference between treating people with respect and saying I'm going to treat women as queens and I'll treat men as with respect. No, bro. Say that you're going to treat the men as kings just like you would as a woman. Okay. Otherwise, that is treating people based off their sexuality.
I treat women really well and I treat men really well. Period. But women do a lot for us. Period. And I don't know what households y'all grew it up in, but to put out content talking about I can go ahead and sleep around with whoever I want, and you're still gonna come back to me because I'm paying the shit. But if you dare to go ahead and sleep on the side on me, you're out. Exactly word for word what he said on his video. You support that shit? Let me ask you a question. If you had a daughter, how would you treat her?
I think, like, if I want to comment on what Viking says, if I do the
No. That was a question.
I know, well, hold on. Everyone's doing Mario Party. This is like 10 seconds. He's just saying that, like, it's an equal playing ground. Like, look at the amount of false accusations. The women go off like no issue, right? Guy spends like 10 years in jail because of a false accusation. No repercussions for those false accusations. Guilty until proven innocent. Now, I believe in equality, equal opportunity, but men and women are great at different things, and that's okay. Let's celebrate our differences. Love women, love men. I don't think there should be violence ever. I believe in diplomacy and conversations, and for us to come to a common ground where we can. It's not about who's right or wrong. Everyone's right in their own way, less or more, and everything's up for interpretation. I think what Viking was just saying, the gist of it is that, in the Western world, the rights have become more of like equalized. And yes, there may still be some wage gap issues, but, there's certain jobs that mostly men want to take. There's certain jobs mostly women want to take. And that's just the way of things. Like, we have different gender, we have different mentality. Am I going to look at EDM, which is like 95% male DJs, and say that it's racist or sexist? No, it's just the way that our mental chemistry works, and the occupations that we go after and desire. Is sewage cleanup sexist because most of the guys in the sewer are men? No, that's the job that they decide to do. And I think Jordan Peterson talks about this.
Absolutely.
I don't think anyone here is like trying to advocate for attacking opposing genders, however you identify. I think it's important that we just like keep cool, like Dow. I think Dow said, just keep cool. I know these conversations can get heated and we're passionate about what we have, but hear each other out. Let each other present their arguments. It's okay if we disagree.
The conversations aren't had, so you can't agree to disagree. So when these conversations happen, people aren't used to having opinions from the other side. That's the problem. So when you have a conversation like we're having today, people don't want to listen to it, and all of a sudden people are presenting facts which are not facts. There are no facts to it. And people just don't want to listen to your side of it. This is how a person is feeling. People forget that. I am feeling this way towards this gentleman because I don't like what he's saying, because it can lead to things that I don't want to see. Like these little boys, 19, 20-year-old boys that are watching his videos, they're going to try to act like him when they can't. And they're going to walk over to a woman, and the first time they get rejected, they're going to get violent. And then everybody's going to say, oh, it was a one-time incident. And then it becomes 10, and then it becomes 20. But yet, the people that are positive about just life in general, that preach positivity, I'm not talking about everything needs to be positive, okay, that negatives aren't talked about. I'm talking about in general, like putting somebody's head straight and focus and giving them some sort of a real understanding. That's ignored. In our current culture, we're talking about Andrew Tate because of exactly what he is saying, which is literally, after seeing that video, it's not crossing the line. It's already down in Brazil if I'm in New York.
Yeah, but okay, the issue I think what Viking was trying to say, right, is that there is a narrative and then there are facts. And the issue is that we can't have those conversations if we get too emotional around it. So to Akil's point, right, bring the data. And that should only be the base of the conversation, be based on data. As far as I can tell, when it comes to the wage gap, that used to be an issue, but that's no longer the case, and that's been so for some time. And let me just real quick finish on the wage gap. If you compare the salary of men versus the salary of women, yes, it is that women earn 72 cents, I think, per dollar that women earn, that a man earned, right? But you're not comparing job for job, experience for experience. If you compare those, if you add those metrics, then it's no longer the case. And actually, there's a study from Google when they looked, because they were actually worried about that. They were worried that they were underpaying women. When they actually looked at the number, they were overpaying women for the same job, for the same amount of experience. So the issue that we're having is that there is a narrative based on the past, and there's still some issues. But then when we bring the data, the issue that people get really sensitive, and we can have those conversations.
So Dow, you pulled up so what you did is you pulled up a subsection, right? But if you look at the overall statistical numbers, data analysis show that women make less than men in general in every other job sector. False. That's patently false. Now, Hector, go ahead. Go ahead. Just pull it up. Go. You are hitting. Go ahead, Hector. You can even try to come poo-poo me later. All right, I'm gonna ask you to pull it up. There are too many factors. But what I will also say is that the reason why we have these conversations is because, and I know people are going to be pissed about this, Black women still make less than almost every other demographic. So if you're going to pull up subsections, let's go down and get into the weeds. It goes white men, white women, black men, black women, Latinos, and then everyone else. That is literally how the data shows that how people earn. Now, down to your other point about, well, they're only in these jobs because they want to. I'm sorry, Alex said, people choose. Man, people real. Oh, you guys are really coming on to social media to go ahead and give your takes on here. Again, we're going overtime here with the breakdown. Usually, it does end at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a touchy issue. To me, it's a very touchy issue because I think that as men, we can go ahead and lead the younger generation and present stuff in a much better way than the way Andrew does. Like, again, I've stated before, do I agree with some of the things he says? Yes, I do. But then in the same token, he rewinds or fast forwards himself into saying some ridiculous stuff, which honestly, young boys, like, he might be, Andrew might be in control of himself, but young boys, like, honestly, they're seeing this guy all over YouTube. They're seeing him flexing Bugattis, a bunch of Porsches and whatnot in his crib, and they're like, "Oh, I guess this is the way to go about life." And then they do it, and they fail, and now they're angry at society, and they take it out on people. That's really the argument here. It's not. It's not anything but that. There are role models out there that you can. And you know what? I hate using the word role models. I don't think you should look up to anybody. But at the end of the day, like, you should or at least I do. I listen to people like David Goggins for inspiration. Like, I listen to Jordan Peterson because I like his takes. I don't agree with every single one of them, but 90% of the shit I agree with. Like, but if we don't allow, and this is about having your platforms taken away from you. At the end of the day, when you take away somebody's platform and you don't allow me to debate with them, if you don't allow the other side to speak, that also is wrong. That is completely wrong. Going back to, by the way, guys, on Twitter, the Twitter is on Twitter. The conversation is happening on Twitter Spaces. You can join in if you have an opinion about this topic. Obviously, we rear left here. Okay, we were talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and obviously Vitalik and the bulge, but it's now went into this topic. I might have started it, but
it is what it is. I'm at least coming here with my personal opinions, and I'm stating it as my opinion, and I'm also bringing facts that I know of that have been put on paper as factual.
You see a margin of error of less than 2% of actual difference, and even sometimes in the contrary, where you see women being paid more. So your arguments are flawed because your data set is flawed. In the way you're doing your data is
I
very,
just posted
very,
my
very
data.
wrong.
I'm pulling out my nutsack. I just posted my data there.
I'm saying it's irrelevant to what you're saying. You don't know how you're doing this.
No. I pulled out my nuts. I put them on the table. There's where I'm getting my facts from. Where
exactly? If you're gonna
yes, exactly. Where do you get yours?
And that's exactly where I was coming from, Hector, is when you're using references like the Pew Research Center or the Southern Poverty Law Center, shit like that we know puts out fake numbers and false numbers.
Whoa. That is the most insane statement you've ever fucking made.
Really?
You're saying that they hire third-party independent researchers. That's why it's so asinine that you just said that statement, is because they hired third-party independent researchers to aggregate the data on their behalf. This is
and there's no biases whatsoever with the Pew Research Center or the Southern Poverty Law Center.
I just told you, but it is aggregated data from a third-party independent review source.
Okay. Everyone. I'm not saying that they were bought off, but everyone can be bought off. So there could be subject to interpretation of what's happening. But what I'm saying is that your argument is usually in the sense of you take the average of the workforce population and you divide it against the average of the male workforce population, and you reach a conclusion saying that there's a discrepancy. What you should be doing to make it a correct analysis is you should take the populations of the exact job or work that you're trying to do and then divide the populations out. And when people actually do that, when you see the studies of that actually happening, like in the example of Google, because they are in a tech company, they have specific roles that they're trying to measure and see what's happening, they then see that there is no discrepancy. And even then that they're actually overpaying, quote unquote, overpaying for certain groups who they thought were underrepresented or underpaid. So that's what you're doing. That's what's wrong.
And then another factor they're not taking into it, Hector, is men will sit there and they'll go and work overtime. They work extreme hours. They work extreme conditions to be able to make that type of pay. Okay, a lot of women won't work those type of extreme conditions, such as an oil rig driller, such as a guy that's sitting there welding all goddamn day.
But how do you know that?
Because the data shows it.
What data?
What data are you talking about?
Yo, put your nuts out and show us where the fuck you get your crazy ass ideas from, bro. That's all I'm saying. Just show us.
Where's this data?
It better not be from poopshoot.com.
Guys, I gotta say something here. So, honestly, I'll say something even more controversial. I think the level of equality that everyone is complaining about, it's not possible to achieve. And it's gonna leave everybody chasing their tails, just like it's happening right now. And it's not possible to achieve that because men and women are completely different down to a biological level. I mean, there's always gonna be differences. I mean, if everybody was picked up out of society and thrown out into a forest somewhere, men and women, they're gonna naturally fall into different categories, like of what they're doing. Their jobs are going to be completely different. There's not going to be equality there because they're going to have completely different roles. They're completely different on a biological level.
You're absolutely right. So why don't women every woman that's in this room withhold sex and let the fucking population go to zero, so these motherfuckers, men, understand that you have absolutely more power than us, 100%. Yeah, let's just withhold it.
Please don't.
And then link it up, ladies. Link it up. Don't. Lock it down. No more. Because guess what? Women are smart enough that they can get your nut, they can put it themselves and have a baby without you.
Yo, Akil with a mic drop. That ain't feminism.
You're literally proving every point that Andrew Tate has.
Exactly, that's what he is. This BS.
You're making it sound like we're coming from a place of hate, right? But like you talk about Jordan Peterson, right? Jordan Peterson mentioned Scandinavia, and he was saying it's probably the most egalitarian society that we have, right? And he looked at the numbers in terms of what jobs women would tend to take in a society where there was less discrimination and had equal access to the same opportunities men did, and realized that women went into more social jobs than in other societies. They would go into study, school, nurturing, that type of stuff, and much less into engineering. So you can point to conditioning as well. Like you can say, well, we're conditioned to think that they're supposed to take social jobs. But when you remove the conditioning, you actually see that women tend to go into more of those jobs when they're left to their own decisions. So there is some biological bias towards men going to dangerous jobs and working long hours, because that's just like something that we put on ourselves. We think of ourselves as head of assholes, so we take the longer hours. We take the.
There you see now what you just said. We consider ourselves the head of the household, so we take it upon our shoulders. So real men will take upon we will take it upon our shoulders to be providers. That doesn't mean that we don't think our partner can't.
No, we're not disagreeing with you in that sense.
No. So I'm taking that one point out of there and saying that Andrew Tate has not shown anybody that. What I'm saying to you is that men will go ahead and take it upon themselves to go ahead and work these jobs.
And just to back Viking's earlier point about men working more than women in terms of overtime, the Bureau of Labor Statistics says that men working full time last year were twice as likely to work overtime compared to women.
I just put another article up.
That is not just BS, not whatever you want to call it, up in the air poo-poo facts. That's literally from the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
You really brought up a hold on. You're really bringing up an article from Forbes?
No, I'm bringing up the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is deducing.
No, I'm looking at a Forbes article right now.
That's Viking. Viking word posted that.
I looked at that. Coming from the same source. If you looked at where there maybe
Viking, let me ask you a question. When somebody comes into the dealership to buy a car, who makes the decision?
The woman.
Really?
100% of the time. I
Okay.
sell to the wife.
Okay.
That's real. That's absolutely real.
It's 100% true, bro. 100% true. We know who holds the power in this world, okay? And this whole fucking notion that
Why does the woman have that power?
why? It's pussy power, bro.
No, it's not. Would you not? So okay. So you just said that. Yo, you're funny. So it has nothing to do with the man actually respecting his wife.
Yes and no. It's
How do you say yes and no?
because it's happy wife, happy life, bro. Often in time, the man doesn't want to spend the fucking money that the woman wants to spend, but he's going to spend it just to keep that woman happy.
Would you say that a man going over to his wife and having her have, let's say, the final decision, like you said, would be a sign of respect that a man, a real man, is showing towards his wife?
Yes and no.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
To arise because the situations that I see, it's not that way. It's generally the woman controlling what's happening in the sale process with her husband. Well, I don't like this one.
Or she's not working with her husband to find a car that would be suitable for both of them, because men tend to be idiots. We do tend to be idiots. I can go ahead and buy a Ferrari that doesn't fit my lifestyle. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? You're taking it from a woman is dominating me. A woman is definitely dominating me, and she makes all the decisions. I can't do anything. I have my hands in. No, it's like as soon as they walked into the dealership, they already knew what they were getting. If anything, she's trying to make sure that you don't do something stupid. Exactly, and you know what I said is right.
Well, Tate did something I liked. He bought cake at 33 cents, so like he did something right.
God bless him, man. God bless him. He also said that he wouldn't bring his he also said that he wouldn't bring his Say that again?
I like what Brandon said. Like this is going to be a never-ending pursuit of like trying to balance things out
No, it's got Alex. I'll tell you this. It's gotten worse. Like from 20, like if I rewind 20 years back to
It probably has gotten worse.
like to now, from 20 years ago to now, like these, like it's really bad. Like it's bad. And like
I think it's because we're too emotional. Like we can't even have conversation based on data. Like we get too emotional, we get too wrapped up into our positions, and that's the issue that we have.
you know why, Dow? I'm gonna tell you why the emotional aspect comes out of this, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm a little bit emotional here. Right? It's because it's a simple question that is turning into let me go get data and facts and like honestly, it's not these data the data that you can throw out there. It's not 2 + 2 = 4. It's not 100% accurate. You know that. But we're gonna point to it. We're gonna say, yo,
Literal data from labor statistics.
is it 100% accurate?
And to your credit, actually, Tate actually talked about that. You can't always lean on data because Tate actually mocked data at some points because what about your own, let's say it's your own anecdote, right? Your own experience. You might read an article that says, hey, this type of dog always bites you, but this one doesn't. But maybe in your life, that one that doesn't, according to that study, is the one that always bites you. So it's like, yeah, I think some stuff we can lean on data for, but like also we have to go by just like our society, our communities, like the lifestyle. I think everyone here has brought in, like Akil's brought up some good points. You know, everyone's bringing up some good points, but I still go back to what Dal said. I think that's key is like for us to just hear each other out. Doesn't have to be
But that's but hold on. That's why I have these spaces. I want both sides to be able to go ahead and talk. Like other spaces don't have Hector up here. Like I disagree with Hector, but if I don't allow him to speak, then I am not giving him a platform the same way they're not giving Andrew Tate a platform. Now, at the end of the day, I would love to debate Andrew Tate and tell him how I feel, and he can go ahead and tell me how he feels, and we can walk away, and I don't have to watch him ever again. But as long as I can go ahead and have the opportunity to go ahead and go one on one with him, which might be in the works, that's what it should be. But at the end of the day, I don't agree with his message. His message to me personally, my personal opinion, it's not fact, but in my personal opinion is that the message is off and it can lead to young men doing serious harm to women. That's it. Like y'all don't have to agree with it, but you will hear stories. And I hope, you know what? I hope to God we don't. I actually hope to God we don't, and I hope I am wrong. But if we do hear a story and somebody mentions Andrew Tate's name out there, I'm going to be the first one to fucking post that on Twitter, Instagram, and I'm gonna fucking do a dance on TikTok to it.
Caribbean Queen, I know you've been having your hand up for a minute.
Thank you, Akil. Just going back to what you were saying, David. One thing we have to point out is that we have become more and more polarized, right? We've gone to the point where now we think that, especially going, pointing out to Vikings, that if we do give, a group or certain people more rights, it means that you're getting less rights. And that's not actually true, right? That's not actually what's going on. And that's one thing I feel like we're missing on when it comes to understanding the issues, right? We assume, if I'm giving more rights to that person or, that group, it means I'm getting less rights when it's not actually the case. And that's one thing I wanted to point out. And going back to what you were saying earlier as well, keep in mind that originally when the feminist movement started, it was because we had a lot of female that were responsible actually to go out there, find jobs, and raise their family because the men coming back from the war were tired, they couldn't work, they were emotionally damaged. And what would happen is those females, when they go out and try to provide for the family, the jobs that they were getting were not paying them enough to support their family. And that's where it all started, because I feel like yes, a lot of things have changed where it is seem as if women are saying they don't need men, but that's not actually the case. most of the situation that we're seeing is because there's a lot of single household family, right? And it's just trying to make sure that it's right when it comes to compensation. That if, for example, a female that doesn't have like a male counterpart to raise a family with and go out there and get a job, like let's say whatever field, whatever situation, that it is clear that they're getting that same compensation that a male would, just to make sure that it's to kind of even the playing field. So I think we're kind of getting off track, basically when it comes to the whole situation, because the fallacy that women are getting paid more than men, or it's not true. It's very inaccurate for us to sit there and say, that's not the case anymore. And that's what I wanted to point out from the conversation you guys are having right now.
But do you have data to provide that is not accurate?
And that's what I would like to know there as well, Hector. You made a statement that I said that when one group gets rights, another group gets rights taken away. I never made that statement. The statement I made was name one single right that a man has that a woman does not
have. I'll say this I'm gonna have to close this room up, and I'd love to keep it open, obviously, because it's a conversation that I feel like the more conversations we have like this, the better I feel, and not just in this space, but in general, the better I feel personally change will happen in our society, because like right now it's just super one-sided, and the only way to be heard, I guess, is by doing what Andrew Tate is doing, yet it's not the right approach. So that's how I feel. And we can agree to disagree, but I just don't feel that, getting out there, putting videos out there of beating a girl, regardless if it's, I don't know what the hell was going on in that video, but like she's crying. That's all I know is she's crying. All right. So like, I don't know how you justify these things. And yeah, like I said earlier, name me some CEOs in this industry that are women. Like name me, like, because yeah, we got a few more women that have come into this space and that have grinded themselves to get themselves a platform so they can go ahead and show off how talented they are in this space. I know, Hector, because like you rather beat women, so I get it.
Go watch Woodstock '99, David. Remember that Woodstock 1999?
No, I feel like the men in this, like I'm trying to, so I try to skate away. So I'm gonna be fucking free thinking here. No, you know what? I think some men in here love beating women, and we just don't know about it.
I don't think so, David.
That's the vibe I got. There's my opinion.
That's being played out right now.
That is not a narrative, Viking. That is not a narrative, and I'm not gonna let that come out.
Can I finish my statement real quick?
No, it is a narrative. It's literally a narrative because you're unable to articulate.
Beating women is not a narrative.
Okay, Hector, let me ask you a question. If you're Hector,
it's not a narrative. It's not appropriate.
Now, let me finish my statement real quick. The narrative being played, and it's being played for a long time. There's not enough women in the crypto space. There's not enough women in the crypto space. Guess what? There's not that many women in banking in general. Okay? There's just not. In finance, personal finance, insurance, there's not that many women.
And why?
It's more men dominated.
Why? Now answer the question. Why?
Why?
People choose to do what they want.
No. That's not wrong answer. Why?
It's nature. It's women tend to.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not, Akil?
It's not. I agree with Akil.
Okay, tell us why there's not many women.
Women are not in the financial industry because the financial industry is just like many other sectors. It became male-dominated early on in its inception. Women were not allowed a seat at the table, and when they finally got there, a bunch of dudes were already VPs and senior executives.
Now, I want to finish my statement here.
There is nothing but systemic issues when you keep talking about, hey, oh, why aren't women here? Because they weren't allowed to have the job for the last 100 years. And let me be very clear. Everybody's going to hook up their own people before they hook up somebody else.
100. 100%.
I'm going to hire my nephew as opposed to my niece.
100.
Think like that.
100%.
Tell us exactly why this is the case in crypto. And crypto is like this, like we're all gonna make it. No one matters. It's like on internet only type of mentality. Why is there still
because they're coming over from finance?
No. That's irrelevant because most of these people here never came from finance.
If the money lies,
majority of you are not coming from finance.
Hector, you're exactly correct. Situation lies with
you're just making shit up. None of you come from finance.
Those males will then transfer whatever they had in that original.
Nobody who's making blockchain comes from finance.
I'm majority of anyone
does not come from finance.
That's what happens in this space. I want to finish my statement here real quick. Transfer of wealth.
You're just making stuff up. You're literally making emotional arguments that don't make any sense. You're trying to articulate emotional arguments to string together to justify.
I did not. No, Hector, that was not a.
Yo, Hector, it might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to everybody else.
It makes sense because it literally does not make sense logically. There's no logical argument. You're being emotional about it.
You believe in your way.
No, it's not about a way. I'm telling you. Tell me why there's only 9 to 1 men to women in crypto.
Hold on. You know what? Hector, you tell us why there are not enough women in the space. And don't use the bullshit excuse.
Because for some reason, guys gravitate towards computer science more than women.
Is that fact?
Yes, look at the
Where's that fact?
Look at the admission rates in schools.
No. No, absolutely. That's bullshit. Tell me facts now.
There's more men that sign up for fucking MIT computer.
Are you guys gonna let Nurface talk, or you're just gonna keep on rambling on for the next 5 hours?
Right here, you guys are.
No place has the mic now, and in my room, it's different. No place you have a microphone here. Unlike other places where you might not get a platform.
And in a lot of places I fuck around and joke, but right now I'm pretty agitated. As a mother of 3 sons and a woman who's owned her own business and is in the crypto business and a grandmother who was a CEO of a bank, it took men to bring them into the business at the time. And it still takes men, unfortunately, to bring women into crypto and financial institutions. You can laugh, Hector, at all the statistics you want. The statistics will tell you.
It's not statistics. You just brought up emotion.
Can I finish?
That was not emotion, Hector. Hector, drop your balls for a second. Let loose. Go ahead, girl.
Oh, you got me so agitated. But that's okay.
What barrier stops women?
She's talking. See, that's the problem. That's fact. Right there. No place you have a mic.
I'm a strong woman, okay? But I can also tell you that men have their own strengths and women have their own strengths. And I'm tired hearing all these statistics of this and this and this and this. We are at a time right now where you're an adult where you can change and you can be the mentor by bringing women in and doing things and seeing the inequality. Because as of this minute and this second, I'm still enslaved in this country by your choice of taking all my rights away. And when it comes into this business of men thinking that they can lay their hand on any woman, I've had hands laid on me in my life, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. And you might want to go ask those men how they felt after the fact of laying hands on me. No man, even in this space, has the right to touch anyone, any woman, and vice versa. And for Tate to actually go on any kind of rant, if my son was to see that, that would be embarrassing. That's a bad role model. And to come in here and say women aren't in financial institutions, they're not in this, they're not in that because they're not strong enough. They're a strength. Why can't we not just say human beings have fucking rights? I'm tired of this bullshit of he, she bullshit. We're all fucking humans on this earth. Who the fuck are you to tell me that you have more rights than I do because of your beliefs. By the way, I'll go back to work.
I agree with you, No Place. I really do.
Go
I
ahead.
understand. So I agree.
Jessica,
It's frustrating.
I'm gonna let Jess have the mic. Go ahead.
And to raise men in this society to actually raise my sons to look at a woman and say, you know what, I may be physically stronger and mentally stronger in certain things of my wife or my partner. If they were to ever degrade her in a way to make her not feel just as equal, because being a home is just as equal, that would tell me I did not do my job as a mother. And you want to know what? The best job in the world doesn't even get a fucking paycheck. It's called raising children. Can you do that? Is that on your charts? Is that in your data? Fuck no.
Actually, it's in mine because women do not. There should be like I have a belief that families should get tax credits for their kids, not billionaires, because they have to provide for childcare.
Wow.
If you have more than 2 kids, you can afford childcare unless you're making 10 figures a month. This shit's ridiculous.
I'm gonna say one thing.
Overtime, Hector. There's your overtime, Hector. That's why women don't work as much overtime because they're gonna go pick up their kids.
I'm gonna.
Single men is what you're saying?
Yeah, well, that switch hasn't flipped yet to society. We're all.
No, it has switched. You're just not willing to recognize it right now because you're trying to make an emotional claim again.
Oh, you want to get political?
Wow.
You make emotional claims when all your
Okay, that was rude, David. That was rude. Hector, stop being a fucking dick. Like,
No, she's making an emotional claim that's saying that men don't exist.
She's giving her opinion, just like you
No,
give
but
that
she's just
opinion.
No, I have nothing wrong with what she said.
That right there just cemented my point. That's it. What Hector said. Period. I can't honestly, I'm very disappointed. Like hearing all this stuff, like I consider myself being super like in the middle. But there are topics where like, yeah, everybody knows like most of my family is made up of women, and I'm going to be super protective of women. And I hate that I have to that I have to classify it. I hate that because I know the women in here probably they can't stand being classified like women. There's like I know strong women hate being classified, and they want to be a part of the conversation without being called. I got a phone call. Somebody take over. Hello.
Yes. Hello. How you doing, sir? Crate and Barrel Delivery.
1 second.
Hello.
Live, straight up live.
And there's a bunch or something like that. That's just a straight up lie. And hearing Congress, oh my God. Am I going to
Well, that's exactly what happened to me, and that's why.
All right, I'm out for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's what? Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we get back to the breakdown episode 52. Hopefully I can figure this whole thing out to where I don't have to hold the phone the entire time and you guys can hear the conversation. But again, I think and I hope that people start coming over from Twitter Spaces onto here so we can have a goddamn conversation. On that note, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm out.